Leroy and Cerrone, they've been here before. Leroy lurking, eyes locked in, and he pulls it loose. He's got the steal with 5 seconds left. He looks up, finds Cerrone. Cerrone catches, steps into it. A 3 for the win. He hit it. Cerrone from downtown. Leroy to Cerrone. They have done it again. They've done it again.
Good afternoon, everybody out there. Yes, sir. It is 98.5 The Sports Hub. I need to hear the scratch.
Once again, back against the incredible.
I know you love it. It's okay to nod your head. You're feeling it. We're feeling it too. Thank you for joining us. I'm Leroy Irvin, Cerrone Battle. We're going to be here from 1 till 5 o'clock. 4 hours of Leroy and Cerrone power. That was so like 90s. It's an hour of power.
Saturday morning cartoons wrapping up about now.
Oh, yeah. What a day, what a day, what a day. Y'all know the number, 617-779-0985. We got a lot to talk about today. Oh, my goodness, the NFL. Micah Parsons. I mean, you got college football going on. So many things, and I'm guaranteeing this. There are 2 topics that Cerrone and I have come up with that I'm pretty sure the phone lines are going to light up because people definitely are going to want to get in on this conversation. We're going to do all of that. Cerrone, how you doing?
Doing good, man. This is one of the great sports days in recent memory, and gonna fully enjoy it. Of course, this show is a part of it.
Yeah.
But then, as the night continues, it's gonna be a great day of sports. Even you got the international basketball thing going on right now. So I'm gonna enjoy this long weekend and continue to enjoy it, and just enjoy all this college football and of course being on air with you guys.
That's
man.
right. See, I forgot it's Labor Day weekend. But can I explain to you all why I forgot that it's Labor Day weekend? Because today's music is dedicated to, and I just left the place, perhaps the greatest group of all time, the one and only, New, near the Boys and Girls Club. And today was the day where the city renamed the street, and all members of New Edition was there. I'm talking about Ralph Tresvant. I'm talking about Michael Bivins, Bobby Brown, Ronnie DeVoe, Ricky Bell, Johnny Gill. Shout outs to Brooke Payne and Cerrone. I know we got 4 hours, so do you mind if I take a few minutes to just talk about the experience this morning?
Go ahead.
So
go ahead.
I was so excited. The media was supposed to show up at 9 o'clock. Brother, I was there about 8:15.
Oh, hold up.
Yeah.
Was you there as a representative of the media?
Yes, sir.
This guy here. Look, I want to be like you when I grow up.
But matter of fact, are we on YouTube?
Yeah, I'm looking at you looking like a school teacher. Go ahead.
I still got.
Oh, he's got the logo. Okay.
I still got it on. But we got to pause. Yes, we're going to talk sports, but we got to pause because New Edition is extremely important to the community. They've done so much. They've come back. Shout outs to Michael Bivins. I mean, he's been putting on stuff for the community for a minute. He's a representative of New Edition. And it's just long overdue to see them get a street named after them and today be New Edition Day. What? Yeah. I mean, the people showed up. The community was out. Cerrone, was really good to be out there and just bumping into people. And just, hey, how you doing? Just reconnecting. It felt right. It was love. And this is probably going to make a few people feel a little bit uncomfortable, but it shouldn't because it's rooted in love. When I left there, and I had to leave a little bit early, I was like, man, to some degree, New Edition has inspired what you and I do, Cerrone.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is they've had their ups and downs. Cerrone, you and I, when it's come to this sports thing, we've pretty much been on the same page throughout the almost 2 decades of doing this, whether it be
Yeah.
podcasting, whether it be on other stations.
MySpace, man. We go back to MySpace.
But here's something for those who are listening. Here's a little behind the scenes thing. One of the things that Cerrone and I have been told repeatedly is leave Boston.
Mm-hmm.
Boston is not going to accept you. Boston doesn't want you. As a matter of fact, you need to leave, be successful somewhere else, and then you might have a chance. You guys are wasting your time. And the reason why I say New Edition has been such an inspiration, and I can, definitely speak for myself, is because New Edition has just pushed on through regardless. And they still represent Boston. They know where they come from. And I feel like it's the same thing with us. We've pushed through. We've got a long way to go in things that we want to do and want to accomplish. But if we listened to a lot of the naysayers,
we wouldn't be here now.
we would have stopped years ago. Probably
a decade ago.
Years ago. And then here's something else, folks. I want you to understand, yes, if you enjoy sports, you love listening, and we appreciate it. We really, really do. But one of the main things I hope people get from our show, Cerrone, is that no matter where you come from, no matter your race, we've all got a lot of things in common.
Mm-hmm.
And all it takes is just a little conversation. That's all it takes.
Yeah.
And folks, whether you want to believe it or not, being on this platform, being able to talk sports is a conversation. And I hope that it's helping a lot of us come together in a world that sometimes feels a little divisive, feels a little angry. I mean, it's almost natural. But I just hope that our show inspires people to think, move outside of the box, and to understand that despite some differences, we've got a lot in common. We really, really do. So I just wanted to put that out there. I know you guys want to talk about sports, and again, we're here until 5 o'clock. But what a day. Congratulations once again to New Edition. It's New Edition Day in Boston. They over there having a block party right now. I wish I could have stayed, but I had to come here and talk sports. So, it's a beautiful thing.
And I got a question for you. I know you go to this event every year. This is sports related, y'all. The Biv 10 basketball tournament they do every year. Is it coming up, or is it normally before the fall? Because I didn't hear about it this summer. Maybe in September.
I think he might have. No, that's a summer thing. I think he might have taken a break this year.
Okay.
But man,
For those who don't know, the Biv 10, this thing has been going on. I mean, it was in music videos in the 90s. Was it 702 had a video?
Yeah.
Was it the Stilo video? They did the Biv 10 tournament.
Yeah.
The Biv 10 tournament back in the 90s.
In the beginning, they were at the Roxbury YMCA.
Yep.
I remember that.
And it's been going on for that long. It's a huge basketball tournament. All the best hoopers. Was it New York as well, I think?
Oh, yeah.
It's New York, Boston, and probably a couple other cities. They get together and they have this huge basketball tournament put on by, Michael Bivins, the Biv 10 Classic or whatever. It's a big deal. And I wish they would put it on this year. I would love to go, but it'll be back. And once it comes back, it's a great event to check out. And hopefully get some of the local cats to play in there, like AJ. Might even get Coop and them to play, but that'd be dope.
That would be nice.
I think there's something that the city will really embrace if it's blown up a little more. People knew about it. I think it'd be a much, much bigger deal.
Playing 702 right now. I remember that video. There was a young lady.
I remember it too.
Young lady I grew up with. We went to church together. Our families have known each other since our parents were kids. Shalon. I didn't know this, but Biv had another group that was supposed to come out. I don't know what happened, but she was in it.
Wow.
And she's in the video at the beginning when they go to the Roxbury YMCA.
Yep.
Again, shout outs to New Edition. We're going to celebrate New Edition all day today. The number is 617-779-0985 when we get back.
More Leroy Irvin and Cerrone. More Leroy and Cerrone on the Sports Hub.
The list of things that would first come to mind about why the Patriots would want to release Jabril Peppers, who, to be fair, just like Kendrick Bourne, but to a lesser degree, did not make Mike Vrabel an offer he couldn't refuse with his play. I thought he had a decent summer. It wasn't an outstanding one, but clearly the Patriots could and wanted to part with him. What are the other reasons? Number one, probably a culture thing. This is a guy who not only came up under Bill Belichick, of which we've seen a lot of guys who have been let go, but signed an extension under Elliott Wolf and wasn't precisely a fit for Mike Vrabel. This is someone who's a captain under Gerard Mayo, but beyond culture, there's something about your program and your messaging getting through to the younger players. It clearly has the guys like Craig Whitson, who Vrabel cited when asked, why was Jabril Peppers playing deep into that third preseason game? And you go, hey, that's probably a reason you need to say why they released him. Why didn't you do it Tuesday? Why didn't you shop him Monday? When you knew this might be something on the table. So the second reason is something we just flat out don't know and can't speculate about in the building. And this is a text I just got before we started recording from a league executive who said, quote, definitely not about on the field at this point. Something must have happened or has been happening.
He was let go of the team that we came to. Maybe he was just a poison behind the scenes, was doing some stuff, stuff that we'll probably never know about. Who knows? But to be honest, Cerrone, I was very shocked to see that Jabril Peppers was let go from the team. I would have bet every penny I have that he was going to be on the team. Cerrone, what in the world happened?
I don't know, man. Never trust a big neck and a smile. That joke wrote itself. But anyway.
Oh, man.
Man, look, who knows, man? Who knows? I mean, these coaches, these players, and front office execs, these people who are in the building all the time, they know more about these guys than we'll ever know. We'll never know the full details until the documentary comes out 10 years from now. And then we're sitting there like, oh, so that's what happened. You know, there's a lot of things. We just finding out about things with the 90s Cowboys thanks to Netflix. So you just never know what's going on behind the scenes. It could be attitude clashes and personality, or simply, look, we're just going to get rid of, we just want a bunch of guys in the building that are easier to coach, not break bad habits, but a lot of these older guys, they're still playing under the old style and some habits we don't, not saying they're bad habits, but they're habits and styles that don't fit what we're trying to do for the future. So we're going to keep even though we're going with younger guys, the younger guys, we've coached them up. We've taught them how we want them to play and what we expect from them. And the older guys are having a tough time kind of shaking the old ways. It could be mentality, mindset, what time they show up, how they work out, little clashes like that. And it's like, maybe it's before this turns into something big, let's go in and move on from this. That way he gets an opportunity to get another gig. We get an opportunity to get our young guys ready to go for next week, and everybody just moves on. So we just never know behind the scenes. But in this world of, great people in the media like Callahan and the bigger, like the TMZs and stuff just leaking, we'll find out. If it's big enough, we'll find out in due time. If it's not, it's just something that's going to keep under wraps, and we'll never know again unless they win the Super Bowl and we're watching the special after the end of the season on DVD, then we'll find out what really happened.
So, Ron, I get it, and I think a lot of people get it too. Hey, if that is the case, that's stuff that we don't have access to. But what we do have access to is being able to sit and watch him play on the field. So, Ron, what did you see on the field that might have contributed to him being let go? If anything?
I don't know. I didn't see it. I didn't see this coming at all. I mean, it was almost like you weren't really paying attention to him because you just assumed he was going to be in that spot.
Right.
He was going to be in that role.
You didn't think anything when he was still playing in the last preseason?
Well, there was a few guys that were still out there. Keon White being one of them.
That's true.
Was still out there. And I'm like, man, what's going on with him? I was more concerned with him because he wasn't making an impact, even though he was out there against third stringers and guys that are looking for jobs now. But I didn't really pay attention. When it comes to a DB, if they're not being talked about, that means they're doing a good job. You know what I'm saying? When they're getting beat, that's when you hear their name mentioned a lot. So I really didn't pay attention to him. I assumed he's going to be there. He's going to be the starting safety, one of the captains of the team. And the first few episodes of The Forged in Foxborough, he's breaking down the huddles. He's one of the leaders, and now he's gone. I mean, I joked with you about this on the phone when we heard about this the other day. It could have been as simple as guys getting cut and him saying smart stuff in the locker room. You just don't know. Things that could have just rubbed the coaches the wrong way. Like, you know what? I might not need that around here. It could be he could have went to them and said, yeah, we've heard through multiple reports that he's been practicing with the twos the last week or so. And he was out there late in that preseason game. Maybe he was like, you know what? I see where this is heading. Can request the release. Could you guys let me go, trade me, whatever, so I can go somewhere where I can go be a starter at this point in my career? I don't want to have to fight for a spot at this age I am now. Could you let me go and let me, get another chance? And they probably was like, you know what? You've been a good dude. We're going to go ahead and give you that. It could be so many multiple things, but and the way social media was going between him and I was thinking it was Bentley. These cats go slip up and say something themselves right there on Twitter and expose why. Or even little cryptic things like that is why you're gone. It's like, look, see, childish things, like little silly things like that could be reasons why you're out. But I think we'll never know unless he says it, unless, Wolf or Vrabel says it or something like that, or a teammate. But look, they got to move on and get ready for next week. They're going with the youth movement. They're back there with safety. I mean, I know people are kind of upset or nervous about it, but it's like, hey, you can't be any worse than what you were the last couple of years, defensively and offensively. Maybe the youth movement is it. We all thought it was into the world when they lost Lawyer Malloy. There's so many other guys who they lost over the years, multiple guys, and they always, next man's always up. You know what I'm saying? So we'll find out, and time will tell if this is the right move or the wrong move. And we're gonna know early on when they're dealing with, a team with Brock Bowers, a great tight end over the middle, where the safety's going to have to deal with that with a good, accurate quarterback in the first week of the season. So we'll find out if this is a good move or the wrong move for this Patriots team.
Cerrone, do you think it's fair to wonder if, and I hate to do it and go back in time, but it is part of his history, is it fair to wonder if his arrest in October in 2024 for the whole domestic assault, and I know that he was later acquitted of it all, but do you think that might have or could have played a role in the decision of moving on from him?
Maybe, but if that was the case, I think they would have done it last year.
True.
I understand how the money and all that stuff, not going to get into all that. Mm-hmm. Unless he did something where they said, if you do that back, he had his trouble last year. If you do anything close to that any time again, you're gone. Mm-hmm. We can't. This is your last strike. You can't have any more. That was strike 1, 2, and 3 with that mess last year. And maybe there was a zero tolerance policy with him. And he might have done something that's coming in late or got pulled over. You never know, but it could have been something that said, you know what, let's go on and move on from this and stop, get somebody in that position, because we're not feeling how this whole thing is going and trust has been broken. So you just don't know. But it could be so many different things with him. Or it could just flat look, just keep it to football. They looked at the younger guys like Woodson and said, you know what? This kid's quicker, he's faster, he's younger, he's healthier. Yep. He's dialed into what we're teaching, and we're gonna go with that. And he was like, all right, well, let me go. And it's all right, bye. See you later. So it could be that simple, man.
We only got a few seconds. World. Let's just play this game real quick in just a few seconds. Most people, and I think you're included in this, Cerrone, had the Patriots defense at the least top 10 in the league.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. Pepper's out the door. Where do they go from there? In the ranking.
I think it's still the same. I think it's the same because I think when you get once Carlton Davis and Gonzalez was a whole nother story with him. Once those guys are locked in, along with Barmore and Milton Williams in the middle, and I love Robert Spillane's what I've seen from him so far. I think your strength is in the middle with those two tackles, and then you got Robert Spillane behind them, and you got two corners on the outside that can lock down anybody in this league. I think having that with the schedule that they have and the quarterbacks that they face, and you're talking about those guys playing defense on a team that's going to be outside in the cold once it gets past, October or whatever, it's going to make it really difficult on teams to come in there and throw the football. And I think because of that, they're going to be a top 10 defense in this league.
All right. We're going to take a break. When we get back, along with Labor Day weekend and New Edition Day, it's also St. Anthony's Feast.
St. Anthony's Feast.
All weekend. And
Man, I just got all hungry, man.
yeah, I'm saying, my Italian brothers and sisters are celebrating Tommy Cutlets. DeVito, is it hype? Do you understand it? Do you feel it? We'll talk about that and so much more. Again, congratulations to New Edition Day. It's 9:85, the Sports Hub.
I met a sexy girl.
You're listening. Now, Leroy Irvin and Cerrone battle on Boston's home for sports. 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Don't even going back on.
You know what? Before we get back into sports, I got something else I got to get off of my chest. So when I got there, I'm not going to say any names. I'll tell you, Cerrone, when we talk on the phone. But there's a certain somebody here in the city who, when we greeted each other, said something that really got me extra tight. And he says this to me every single time we see each other. Hey, what's going on, man? What's going on? And he said, man, you're getting old. I'm a peaceful man. I want to be like, man, just shut up with all. Here's the kicker. He's older than me. Much older than me. Every time we meet, that's probably the first thing to come out of his mouth.
Now, okay. Here's the question.
Yeah.
How many children he got?
I don't think any.
It's the kids, man.
What you mean?
These kids putting 15 years on us, man. It's the kids, man. It is. It's the kids.
But I don't. How you older than me gonna tell me I'm looking older? Oh, I'm starting to look old, and I don't feel old, and I don't think I look extreme. You know what it is? It might be the grays. I refuse.
Yes, that's what it is.
I refuse
exactly what it is.
To put the color in my beard.
Nah, don't do that. Be dye running down your forehead.
Right.
Man, don't do that.
Looking all light brown once it starts fading away.
You in the store trying to find the right number. Right. Yeah, got any 38s?
Just accept it. These grays are just signs of an old, battered, beat down.
That's what I'm saying. It's the kids.
It's
but here's
wisdom.
the thing, though.
Wisdom, yes.
It's not you still got good skin tight, strong.
Yeah.
If you were to shave your beard off, it would literally drop you back into your 30s.
Oh yeah, I plan on doing that after the wedding.
Oh, this guy here.
I'm coming out with a whole brand new look, and be on the lookout. I might even drop a calendar. That's what I'm talking about. A calendar.
A calendar? You gonna put on a firefighter's outfit?
I'm gonna take off
suspenders in the baby oil?
I'm gonna take off my shirt. I plan on getting into that kind of shape.
It's all good.
New edition that inspired me today to get back on my grind. Talking about
out there selling wallpapers online.
Get ready. Calendar's coming. You know who else could probably sell a calendar and it would sell like hotcakes right now? Good old Tommy DeVito. Unbelievable, man.
Oh yeah. He's the man now.
He is the man. Shout out to all my Italian brothers and sisters who are celebrating St. Anthony's feast that's going on. But you would have sworn
I'm going next year.
The celebration started once the word came out that Tommy DeVito was now a New England Patriot. So
Patriot Nation, baby.
Here's the deal. It's real simple. All you got to do is just pick up your phone and look up the man's stats. 2023, he threw for about 1,100 yards, 8 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, 64% completion. 2024, he threw for 257 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions.
He beat the Patriots.
70.5. Okay, well, here's the deal then. With that being said, and I would love to hear from my Italian brothers and sisters too, and just Patriot fans in general. What are we celebrating?
St. Anthony's feast.
What when it comes to football, what are we celebrating? Because the last time I checked, I was told aura, swag, and all that was cute, but if there were no results, we don't get with it. What are we celebrating, people? That's what I would love to know. What are we celebrating, Cerrone?
Popularity. That's the world we live in. Is popularity. He's a popular name. Had his flashes in New York as a backup quarterback. He probably should have had opportunity to get more burned, but I don't know how much they were really trying to win games. Similar situation to here, but it's a popularity thing. He's a real popular guy, good guy, great story, and people want a connection to that and a part of that. And you're talking about a guy who played for the New York Giants in a area, New York, New Jersey, whatever, with a massive, massive Italian community that fully supports him. And now he's playing in New England. It was the same thing. Fully support him. And, you know, good for him. Good guy, good opportunity. But the reality is, if he's in the game, that means the season's over. Unless they're up 30 or down 30.
Right.
That means something, you know, if he's being named your starter, something happened. Something bad happened. Now, is he better than what they've had? A better option? Yeah, probably. You got a good backup. It adds depth to your team. Little insurance here and there that can get you through some short times. But again, if he's your starter, you're in trouble. But it's a world that we live in, the popularity, the backup quarterback is a celebrity. And I know he probably would prefer a place where he can go and have a real opportunity. But I think he either that or he understands, like, look, man, I'm a backup quarterback. I'm cool with that. It's the greatest job to have in the NFL. Until your number's called, then you really got to get out there and move. But I mean, but hey, man, he's a popular guy. And I got to give the people in this region credit, because before they signed him, there were people calling the station saying, sign him. Like it wasn't like he got signed and everybody became fans. People were like, yo, go get him. And then they did. I'm like, oh, snap. Okay. You know, but I mean, yeah, good for him. Good for the Patriots. They saw a need for another backup quarterback. I don't think none of us was sold on the situation they had. They went out, got their guy. He just so happens to be a fan favorite. But if you get an opportunity for him to play, like I said, that means either you're up 30, down 30, or something bad happened to your quarterback. And I don't think, you know, anybody would want the latter of that. You want to see it. You want to see Drake May and them up 28-3 going to fourth quarter. Go ahead.
Right.
We're going to put him out there. And good for the fans. Good for him to have his moment. But, hey, good. You rather be a backup quarterback with support like he has than one that nobody wants to see coming. I think that's the case for a lot of guys.
I guess part of my issue is one of the things that people talked about when Joe Milton was here and then moved on. They were saying you don't want a backup quarterback that's kind of on the heels of your starting quarterback or making them wonder, you know, are you guys fully confident in me? So with that being said, or just
you don't want a celebrity backup.
Yeah. Well, isn't he a celebrity backup to some degree?
Yeah, he is. He's more a celebrity backup than Joe Milton is. I think some people really legit thought Joe Milton's a starter in the league. And it was like, oh, you know, the whole thing, he's putting pressure on Drake May and all that other stuff. Look, that's been Joe Milton since he's been in college. The dude played in college for like 6 years. Everybody thought, oh, here he comes, and it never really happens. He gets to the NFL. Alex Barth literally called this step by step before he was even drafted. And everybody just falls in love when he makes that one big throw here or there. And then the people start getting divided on him. But yeah, what you've heard for a lot of this offseason and a lot of training camp around the league is you don't want a celebrity backup. And the Patriots now have a celebrity backup, and it seems to be everybody's cool with it. But if he's named your starter, something happened. Something really bad happened. And so I only want to see him when they're really up big or down big, and get out there and throw the ball around, get your quarterback off the field. But hey, good for DeVito, and you know, good for his massive, strong fan base. And man, I hope he is down there enjoying himself, man, down in North End. I'd be down there living it up. You would be here to tell me nothing. It'd be my day after that.
All right, 617-779-0985 is the number. We're going to take a break. When we get back, a very, very important piece to the team, especially on the defensive side of things. Things aren't looking too great. We got to talk about the impact of that. I think you all know who I'm talking about. It is a new.
Stay tuned from. Two local guys, lots of local sports talk. Leroy Irvin and Cerrone battle on Boston's home for sports. 98.5 The Sports Hub.
There's a report from Jeff Howe this morning that there was some uncertainty about his status. I look at Wednesday as the day you go from, call it lowercase w worried to capital W worried about Christian Gonzalez. Hamstrings are tricky, and he's their best player. Like, you want to be cautious with him. You want to slow play it with him. It didn't bother me, even if he could have been out there, that he missed a ton of camp. Now it's sounding like maybe that was more based on the injury than simply just caution from the Patriots. But Wednesday is when you start the game prep, right? And they've been preparing for the Raiders, but that's when you really get into it, first practice of the week. So if he's not out there Wednesday, that's when I go from, like, I wonder if he'll play to, okay, now I think he might not play.
We're going to let this one rock for a little bit. This is my song. Shout outs to Ralph Tresvant.
That's my favorite New Edition though, right there.
I'm singing it. Y'all can sing it too.
Oh man, like.
Oh man, girl, I know it's been hard. It's 98.5 The Sports Hub. And in no way are we saying that Christian Gonzalez is sensitive. We're not saying that.
This is sensitivity.
Leroy wrote the show.
We're not saying that. I just love this song. This is my song. You know what? When I was younger, I would put my name in this song. Keep it playing a little bit. Let it roll. Let it roll.
Oh, that's what you got right there. I'll have to run it back.
Oh, don't worry about it. So it'll be, you need a man with sensitivity. A man like Lee. Hey!
Oh, this guy.
Not the only one remixing the tracks over there.
So that was Alex Barth on the YouTube show Foxborough Rush, and he was talking about Christian Gonzalez. If you haven't heard, you know, there is some concern about his hamstring injury and that it might sideline him longer, and, you know, just some concern. I'm not saying he's sensitive. Trust me. It just so happened that the song is in rotation as it is.
Uh-huh.
It's my song. Need a man with sensitivity. Everybody say it. A man like Lee. A man like Lee. I'm having fun. We're going to have fun today. Anyways, back to Christian Gonzalez. And I see you guys calling in 617-779-0985. You can talk about whatever. It could be Christian Gonzalez. It could be the quarterback conversation we had. Anything. But Cerrone, so with the latest news on Christian Gonzalez's tricky injury, they're saying it doesn't sound promising for week one. If his contribution to this team is up in the air, Cerrone, how do you expect the team to pivot?
Look. I mean, I'm never going to get into picking who's going to win these games and all that other stuff. But if he's not 100%, I'm not playing him. I'm not playing him against the Raiders. You know, you're going to need him against Miami. Mm-hmm. You're dealing with Tyreek Hill and Waddle, so you're going to need two guys out there to cover, obviously. So I need him 110% for that matchup. And of course, you play the Steelers after that, dealing with their group. But against the Raiders, I might think about just sitting him. That way, give him a whole another week off. That way he can be 100% for week two. Because if he goes out there and he re-aggravates it, now you don't have him against Tyreek Hill. Now you don't have him against Metcalf. You know, and I'm not sure who they have after Metcalf come through. We got Carolina. You might get a chance to beat with Carolina without him. But then you got the Bills. So I'm not messing up the chances of him playing long-term for the Raiders. I think you have an opportunity where you can take away what the Raiders want to do, which is the middle of the field with Brock Bowers. They're going to want to run the ball with Genty, and that's how they're going to play it. Now, you guys do have old friend, you know, on the outside, Myers. Well, he's there for now, but they got their little issues with that. But I don't think they have the receiving group to where you're worried that you need all these DBs out there. You need Gonzalez, you need Carlton Davis, you need all these bodies. I think you can sit him against the Raiders and still have a great opportunity to win that game. I don't think he's the key factor in that matchup. So I'm sitting him and letting him get 100% because I'm going to need him down the line for these bigger matchups. Like I said, Tyreek Hill, Waddle, or Metcalf against the Steelers. So with the Steelers. So that's a situation where I might not, if if he's bad, I'm not even going to risk it, not even going to throw him out there.
It's also
I think you're good to go.
I just got to put this out here too. It's also amazing to me how it was a debate for some time with him talking about Christian Gonzalez. Is he good or does he have to show improve or whatever? And then when this injury hits, and then when we hear news about he might not return, as soon as possible, might be a delay, all of a sudden it's become, oh my God.
Now he's important.
Yeah, how are the Patriots going to perform without their most important player? Without the most important player on the team. Yeah. It's just amazing how that stuff happens.
Oh, it's like we mentioned last week. It's Jason Tatum all over again.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
People, Tatum, I don't know if he's top 5. I don't know if he's this. I don't know if he's that. He got hurt in the playoffs last year, and people immediately said 2026 is a wash.
Yep, see you later.
He just gave up on the whole upcoming season. It's like, now that he's gone, you realize how good he is.
Yep.
And that's the situation with Gonzalez. If you lose him for the season or he tears that hamstring or something like that, now you have major concerns and he can derail the whole thing. And that whole top 10 defense thing might not be in play anymore if you lose a Gonzalez for an extended period of time.
Again, I thought the eye test said it all from the beginning. That young man touched the field. I'm not saying he didn't have some things he needed to work on. He was not perfect. Yeah, he made rookie mistakes and, he had to deal with injuries, but the eye test said that young man was special. I don't know why it was a debate.
In this day and age of NFL football in general, where it's really hard to be physical as a DB and really take guys away, he does a magnificent job of being hands off, but yet has the agility to stick with some of these guys. And he's too important. His hamstrings are too important for the position that he plays and the way he has to be shifty and turn and all those other things. If he's not right, like Alex said, by Wednesday, I'm sitting him out and getting him ready for the Dolphins.
Let's go to Dave. Dave wants to talk about the backup quarterback situation. What's up, Dave?
Hey, good afternoon, fellas.
Good afternoon.
Just first off, real quick, hey, congratulations, Tom Caron. That was really cool what they did at Fenway.
That's what's up.
So my question is, guys, so Tommy DeVito, Tommy Cutlets, as we know him, comes into New England, and what happens if Drake doesn't work out?
Oh, boy.
I mean, there's a possibility, a bar injury, he just doesn't perform up the standards, something happened. A lot of things can happen to that equation, but do we think it's a competition if that happens? I mean, because Tommy can handle the spot, and Josh Dobbs, I'm just wondering about Dobbs.
Thanks, Dave. We're up against it. Cerrone, real quick, 20 seconds.
If it's between him and Dobbs, that's the competition. Him and Dobbs, he can go back and forth with that, of course. But I think he can beat out Dobbs for the second spot. But comparing with Drake May, no, no contest at all. But him and Dobbs, it absolutely can. That'd be a serious conversation between the two about those two guys.
There shouldn't be a contest between him and Drake May, but you know how fans are. You let the Patriots go down, or let's say the offense can't put up any numbers in the first half, struggling. Oh, you're going to start seeing people in the stands.
This is people wanting Bailey Zappi, so
it'll start. Anyways, let's take a quick break. I want you guys to look this up. You all have your phones in your hands, so look it up, right? Rageaholic. I want you to look that word up, and when we get back, we're going to talk about that word and how it connects to Boston sports. We'll make it clear. It is a new edition. Music Saturday. I'm Leroy Irvin, Cerrone Battle. It is 98.5 The Sports Hub.
She brought it to my heart at a funny time. I let her once or twice.
From the Tell Your Type Studios, WBZ FM and HD1. It's not just the games. It's Toucher and Hardy, Zolak and Bertrand, Felger and Maz, Joe Murray. For Boston sports fans, it's 98.5 The Sports Hub. Easily Media Group Station. Essential Sports Hub headline presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
The Red Sox, they lost to the Pirates 4-2 yesterday. They'll play again today at 4:10. In college football, BC and Fordham at 2 o'clock. It should be starting right now. Other games going on, a very important one. Number 1, Texas taking on number 3, Ohio State. Ohio State is up 7-0 with 13:34 left in the third quarter. So check that out when you get a chance. And the Revs are going to take on Charlotte tonight at 7:30. The Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by the A Voice for Mikey Autism Foundation Gala on Wednesday, September 3rd at the Cape Club in Sharon. Guests will enjoy an evening of dinner, dancing, celebrity appearances, and more. 100% of the proceeds go to support families struggling to care for an autistic child. To purchase tickets or donate, please visit avoiceformikey.com. That's avoiceformikey.com. I'm Leroy Irvin. Your next update is in an hour.
Here we go.
Boom. Eyes win. Boom.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
We've got a passion for Boston sports.
Get angry.
98.5 The Sports Hub. Now, Leroy Irvin and Cerrone battle. Leroy and Cerrone on Boston's Home for Sports. 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Cerrone battle. George behind the glass. It's a new edition Music Saturday. The fellas, they're not only celebrating the fact that today is New Edition Day and they've had a street named after them, but they are celebrating 42 years in the business, and not just in the business, but holding it down, putting in work. Oh, man, shout outs to New Edition. Putting in work on a Labor Day week. I mean, come on.
And all of them superstars, so really shout out to the whole group.
Oh, my God. Some argue they are the greatest group of all time, and the reason being is because together, platinum. Separately, platinum. They come back together, platinum. 4 decades plus, platinum. Putting in work. As you can tell, I'm a huge fan of New Edition.
Yeah, I can't think of another group that split up and every single member that split up became a star on their own.
Can't do it.
Like, it's not even the Jacksons. Man, nobody buy no Tito or Randy album.
Right,
but
Jodeci, Casey, JoJo, right? That was the group.
Casey and JoJo, that's it. But the other ones didn't do anything. You know, Belle Biv DeVoe, they were big. Ralph Tresvant was big on his own. We all know Bobby Brown and Johnny Gill all had their own thing. Like Leroy said, each one went platinum on their own with their own set of hits and catalog, which is crazy.
Cerrone, let me ask you this real quick, and we're going to move on to sports. But my argument has always been that any and all things New Edition, when it comes to the music, Poison is the biggest song out of the whole entire catalog of all things New Edition.
Probably. Can You Stand the Rain?
It's in video games. It is. It's in dance. And like you still hear it in commercials.
It's the biggest, probably one of the biggest pop culture songs of all time. Like, they play it all over the world. I can't think of no other song on their catalog that got that kind of play globally and still does. Like you said, you can pull up any video game out there, that song is going to be in it. And that might be their biggest hit.
People argue with me on that all the time. You know what some people are saying is not a big hit? It's the new New England Patriots uniforms that came out, the Nor'easters. Before we went to break, I told you guys to look up Rageaholic. Mm-hmm. And basically, it's someone who's just addicted to being angry. And I feel like Bostonians, New Englanders, there's a large portion of us, a large percentage of us that suffer from that. You know, I'm not going to say us.
Contagious.
I'm taking myself out. I'm not a part of that. I saw the uniforms. I get it. The league's trying to do something different, innovative, make some more money, because then people are going to want to go and buy the new look. What's the problem? I don't understand why. The first
Not replacing the main uniform.
Right. Oh, my God, these are ugly. I hate them. This is stupid. Like, I'm not saying you have to like them, but why the name calling? Why does it have to go to that level? And it feels like, and I could be wrong, it just feels like Boston fans are probably at the head of the class when it comes to just being angry all the freaking time about any and everything. The moment it happens, let's be angry about it. Cerrone, you saw the uniforms. What do you think?
Yeah. I mean, they are what they are. I love the helmet, first of all. I got to get that helmet. But then I had a lot of people comparing it to other teams' helmets and whatever. It's like, it's still a Patriot logo on a plain white helmet. I mean, it is what it is. How many different logos do you think there are out there?
They're going to wear them week 11, just so people know. Just week 11.
And that's it. They're done with them. I mean, probably they might do it again next year or whatever. It might be a little tweak to the uniform. Here's my take on the uniforms. This is across all sports. When you're good, The uniform looked great.
You're right.
When you suck, everyone hates the uniforms.
Yep.
It doesn't matter what team. The Chicago Bulls now wear them pinstripes. It looks terrible.
Yeah, it look booty.
But when Jordan's in super slow motion with them Concords on, with the don't look pass, them pinstripes was clean.
Yeah, buddy.
The Red Sox, when we thought they sucked, we didn't like the different uniform variations they were wearing. Now that they hot, man, where the green monster jerseys at? Everybody love them.
So to be clear,
Patriots, we hated the old school Patriot uniforms
sure did.
When they sucked.
Yeah, we did.
But when Tom Brady and Randy Moss showed up with that red in the snow against the Titans, it was the greatest thing we saw as Patriot fans. Why? Because it was Brady and Moss.
They're still calling for them to bring them back.
They still want them to bring them things back.
You're right.
If the Patriots wear them uniforms, and weather and lighting plays a key part too. If we see Stephon Diggs in motion and it's night and it's raining or it's snowing in that uniform and they up big, everybody gonna buy one because that uniform is gonna bring you to that moment. Celtics uniforms. When Milt Palacio and Yuri Welch are wearing a black Celtics uniform, it ain't hot. But with KG beating his chest in the playoffs, you're like, I need that black Celtics uniform. Everybody hated the idea of the Celtics wearing black until they won the championship and they became the hottest uniform they had.
It confirms the idea that the clothes don't make the man makes the clothes.
Yes, absolutely. Everybody hated the Lakers going away from the purple and the gold. That's it. That was their two colors. Kobe started winning championships with the white Laker uniform. Boy, it was like, that thing, that's fire. That's B. We can wear that. It doesn't matter. Think about this. Kansas City can look at the people, all the uniforms people complain about. They're all the teams that suck. But if you put Baltimore, you put Josh Allen, you put Joe Burrow in the white Bengals uniform with the white Tiger helmets, everybody was in love with those because they were scoring 40 points and it looked good with Jamar Chase. If the Patriots are winning in that uniform and it looks good on TV in beautiful 4K, hopefully in 4K, we're all going to love the way the uniforms look. We're going to ask for more. We're going to want more colorways. If the shoes match. And I know this to be true because this is what they do in college sports. All these college teams got 10 different uniform combinations. Oregon got 40 of them. And with different helmets, they changed their helmets out. It's simply based on what they look like when they're winning at the time. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, UNC playing on Monday, they're going back. They're teasing this classic uniform thing that they're going to rock because everybody's going to be watching them on Labor Day at 8 o'clock with their new uniforms on. And they're going to have the Jordans to match and all that stuff. Oh, man, we're going to love it. But if they lose, you ain't never going to see that uniform again. And that's with these Patriot uniforms. Yeah, we seen it on a mannequin in a little commercial they did with the boat and all that stuff. If we see it in action and they look good in it and they're winning, we're going to want to see that uniform way more. But let's wait and see what it looks like in action before we say it's the worst thing we've ever seen. 'Cause you all cried for new uniforms. You all wanted a new uniform with a new colorway and all this other stuff. They give you one and everybody complains about it. But we'll see. If they're winning it, everybody's going to buy it, just like the Red Sox.
It's weird. I wasn't a fan of the Bledsoe era uniforms.
I hate them.
I hated them. But you have a portion of Patriot Nation saying they want those back.
Yeah, because it brings back the glory days. Yeah. When they went to the Super Bowl and is Jambalaya and Big Play Willie Clay and Chris Slade. Everybody loved those uniforms because watching Lloyd Malloy and Ty Law dance together, and those things is an image that sticks in people's head. But if they were 1 in 15, no one want them uniforms. Just like no one wanted the old school red uniforms with the Pat Patriot on the helmet. But when you put, like I said, you put them on Moss and Welker and Brady in the snow, that's the hottest uniform that they have as a team. I think, and I still think that red is the best uniform they got. But we didn't think it was back in the 80s. We did when it was the winning time. We loved them.
Yep. It's the only way to classify a uniform as like one of the best. They have to still come off looking good, whether that team is winning or losing. And to me, I'm sorry, I was watching preseason football. Yo, that Cowboys uniform is clean.
What, the regular basic uniform?
Just the man.
Yeah.
The white top with the. Oh my! I'm like Raiders. Oh, stop it. Oh,
yeah. Simple.
It don't matter whether they're winning or losing. That thing is clean.
It's bad. Yeah. Just simple. I like the Lakers yellow. I think that Laker gold is beautiful.
Yeah, it is.
It's NBA. It's Celtics. Celtics green, basic green uniform. To me, is still fire. Win or lose, it looked good on, like I said, on Yuri Welch and Jason Tatum. All the same. But when they win, it looks even better. And when you put them together with the Celtics and Lakers uniforms, the gold and green, it's nostalgic. But look, man, I think that it's going to be determined if they win it. And if they're good by the time they get to that point, man, them uniforms are going to fly off the shelves. And people are going to be like, man, you know what? They really ain't that bad. It's like, yeah, because they look good in them. That's all it is.
I remember there was a time when the Ravens first came out, people, really didn't care about the uniform.
People hated their uniform.
Then when they went to the all-black joint, and if they had a home game, there was something with the lighting in that stadium to get back to your point. Oh, at night? Oh, my.
Real quick with the Ravens thing, if I'm not mistaken, the Under Armour company is based in Maryland.
Okay.
It's a Maryland-based company. I think that's where they do all the uniforms, University of Maryland and all that stuff. The Ravens basically sold Under Armour. They were the first ones coming out, the players, with the black tights and the black uniforms and the protect this house commercials and all that stuff. And they sold the whole look to the league. But in the beginning, like you said, everybody hated it until all of a sudden they were good. And it was Ray Lewis and Ed Reed. And they showed up at night. You said the lighting, the all black, and they were Super Bowl contenders.
Yeah, buddy.
It was a wrap.
Yeah. It was like a bunch of Darth Vaders on the field.
Mad intimidating.
Just unbelievable.
Everybody looked all big.
and I'm going to be very transparent. I'm be honest. I wasn't a fan of, let's say, with the Red Sox when, let's say, a home run is hit or a walk-off and they start flashing the lights and doing all that. Now that they're winning, it looks kind of cool to me.
Especially with the green.
Yeah.
That green, that it looks totally different. And it's like, yo, yeah. And what's their record in those green uniforms, by the way?
I know. I got to look that up, but I'm guessing it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Let's go to LaCar in Boston real quick. He wants to talk about the Celtics upcoming year. And again, you guys can call us anytime about anything. 617-779-0985. LaCar.
Hey, what's going on?
What's up?
Hey, before I get to the Celtics, hey, Leroy, congratulations. The Thunder will be playing on Christmas Day.
Oh,
I'm just saying that this year with Patriots starting, who's the key guy off the bench? And when every time Jaylen Brown touched the ball, they got to double, triple team him and stuff. So, I say this season probably is going to be watched.
Appreciate it, LaCar. See, we are a show of the people. You can call in anytime about anything. When we get back, we'll touch on that. We'll answer LaCar's.
More Leroy.
Taking your calls, giving hot takes. Leroy Irvin and Cerrone battle on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
In the world.
I gotta check out St. Anthony's Feast. If any of my Italian brothers or sisters would be so kind to invite a brother, I'd be there in a heartbeat. I'm one of those guys, like, even when I'm driving around, let's say if I'm driving past, let's say Chinatown, I'm like, man, how do they live? What's their day-to-day activity like? What's it like when it's time to wind down? What do they do that's different, that's the same? I'm just curious like that. So again,
next year we'll go and do the whole weekend, man. We got to do the whole weekend next year.
There it is. 617-779-0985 is the number. Let's go to Paulie in the truck. He wants to talk about those patch uniforms and I believe Jabril Peppers. What's up, Paulie?
Hey, I'll tell you one thing. If you get down there to St. Anthony's Feast, don't stop eating.
Okay.
It's the best food you ever had in your life. Italian food is the best food in the world, man. And they got all the authentic stuff down there, man.
Okay.
Don't miss it.
Can I roll with you? Can I roll with you?
Go. Well, I haven't been down there in a long time. I got Italians in my family, and they make it for me homemade. My mom's Italian.
There you go.
So I can smell a good sauce. I don't even have to taste it. I walk into the room and I can tell you if you got a good sauce or not. But anyway, a couple of things. I looked at those new uniforms.
Yep.
If I had to give it a color name, a name for that color, I'd call it Confederate blue. And not that I got anything against the South. It's just that because I love Southern music. I love how it mixes, with the black music. I just love it. I'm a big Black Crowes fan because we're all in that music, man. Gospel, the whole nine, everything. Rock, country, all of it's there. It's that Americana blend, the Black Crowes. I love stuff. Cerrone, I should call you talking to you about Harold Melvin and Blue Notes and the Four Tops and all that stuff.
Yeah.
That's the real stuff, man. I'll tell you what. But anyway, but it's just no fit up here. We're way north of the Mason-Dixon line, and that color just don't fit up here, man.
Okay.
Other thing, Jabril Peppers, he was not the same player when he came back from his legal issues. He was not the same guy. They were getting into like running backs to get into that second line of defense, past the line and into the linebackers in the secondary area, and they was just running right by him. He made no big hits. He went out quietly last year.
Appreciate it, Paulie. Paulie reminded me of something, Cerrone, and I don't think we touched on it, but you had a take about celebrating mediocre players. And I'm not saying that Jabril Peppers was mediocre. He might have started trending in that way. I don't know if you agree with that or not. But what's your whole thing with this region celebrating mediocrity?
The city has a long reputation of the whole blue collar thing, the underdog type thing. Oh, Arch Manning's having a tough one today. He's having a tough one. And I think over the years, we've always kind of fallen in love with the, I don't care if it was like I'm going to say Marcus Smart type player or the guy off the bench, the hustle guy, the tough guy. And I think over time, we get more attached now to the guy that's not a superstar, not really a star. And we start treating that guy like he's a star. And then when the player leaves or gets traded away, it's, oh my God, what are we going to do? And, it's like, guy, if you're really banking on that guy, how good are you in the first place? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I mentioned Marcus Smart, Kendrick Bourne the other day. Oh my God, Kendrick Bourne. It's like, well, was he really one of your top receivers at this point in his career? When was he really that guy ever? You know what I'm saying? His best year, he had 500 yards and 5 touchdowns. That's his best. That's mediocre. That's below average in this league, in this passing NFL. Bad knee injury. Great guy. Looks like he's in great shape. But when you're a step slow from what you were, and at your prime, you weren't the best. You're not somebody that they can really count on and rely on. And losing guys like Peppers, or you losing guys like Kendrick Bourne, I mentioned other sports, the Marcus Smarts of the world. It's like, yeah, they're fan favorites, but though we get attached to so many of those guys, and they really don't have the impact on winning and losing like we really make them out to be. And when those guys are gone, we tend to forget about them. Like as soon as the next game happens, like, oh, I forgot he wasn't even here anymore. It's like, because they didn't really make that much of an impact. And I think Peppers at his peak, at his best, was above that. And he was a crazy athletic guy coming out of college and with the Browns and all that stuff. But I think once you have the injuries, the time off, like you said, with the legal stuff, whatever, and then you come into camp and there's a younger version of you out there. That's tough, especially in the NFL. That's a tough thing to see. And it might have led to him being out the door. It's like, man, we got somebody younger, faster, stronger than you who doesn't have the baggage and makes less money, which is a big part of it. And he probably, like I said, he might have asked, can I go, or can you send me somewhere where I can play, or just release me so I get another opportunity? Because I'm not beating out this young kid when it comes to this job with the Patriots. So I mean, but we do get caught up in the mediocre guy. And prime example, look at the way social media exploded when the Patriots signed the backup quarterback.
Yep.
Everybody just exploded for him. It's like, yeah, but he's a backup quarterback. I get that he's a fan. He's going to be a fan favorite. But at the end of the day, he's still a backup quarterback. And if he leaves, he's not going to really affect the wins and losses of this team. And I know it seems to be very regional when it comes to plays. It's not just a single sport. Bruins, Celtics, Red Sox, Patriots, it doesn't matter. We're going to fall in love with some guy. And then once one guy leaves, we find someone else on the team to be like, that's Luke Cornett. Oh, my God. That's another example. People love, oh, my, what are we going to do without Luke Cornett? It's like, what were you doing with Luke Cornett? Like he was on the bench. He was a fun guy, but there's 1,000 Luke Cornetts that play basketball in the world. And he's not an all-star, all-NBA type player, but around here, we will find a guy and elevate them to that status, and sometimes it just doesn't match up.
617-779-0985 is the number. Cerrone, what's
Arch Manning looking like one of them guys right about now, too. That man got like 30 yards passing. This is about to be the fourth quarter.
What?
Oh, Texas hasn't scored yet. They're the first, one of three number one teams to not score a touchdown in the first half since 2014. Oh, man. And I think Arch Manning might, I'm not looking, but he might have 50 yards passing, and he just threw an interception a minute ago. Texas got a big donut on the scoreboard right now.
I think,
but it looks like a game from like 1960, by the way, too.
A lot of hype because of his last name. But anyways, before we move on from the Patriots, Cerrone, a lot of people have said this past week that the moves that the Patriots have made proves that the team doesn't really believe in the talent to begin with. And the team's not as good as a lot of us thought it was going to be. What's your response to that?
I think it means the opposite. I think that means they trust the new guys they got. I think they believe in the guys that they brought in and the younger guys that they coached up. They believe in them more than the guys that were here winning 4 games, accidentally winning 4 games. And they believe in the ones they brought in. They weren't strong believers on the guys that were here part of the old regime, but they're cleaning house. They clean the house. We're getting all that these old habits and old attitudes. We got to get them out of here. They might not want that old attitude around the young quarterback and these young receivers and Travion Henderson and all these other guys. And to me, they believe in the young guys that they have, and they have faith in them that they're going to put them out on the field ahead of them.
You're listening. Leroy and Cerrone on the Sports Hub.
I know he loved Micah Parsons. So in order for us to be right here, something had to go down that hurt Jerry personally to make this crazy, dumb move. This is a gamble. A gamble.
Or is it Micah Parsons, who's being cruel in this entire situation? And this is big. I know they don't. It's dealing with the Cowboys. It's dealing with the Packers. Has nothing to do with the Patriots. But
it's just sports.
This is sports, man. And before we move on, I just got two things came to mind. I want to get them off my chest before we move on. Don't Be Cruel was just playing. Cerrone, I don't want you to think I didn't catch what you said to me earlier in the show.
What's that?
You said I look like a teacher?
Yeah, you look like a high school teacher.
Is that a good
Mr.
thing?
Irvin. You look like a cool high school teacher. Mr. Irvin, social studies teacher. You look like the teacher that stopped in the hallway. Hey, get the class, boy. And then quiz them.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. What happened in 1938 in South Pacific?
And they know it.
So
I'm like, if I look like a teacher that if they made a movie about me, it would sort of go the way Sister Act 2 went. A little friction in the beginning, but then at the end.
Yeah. I think a part of the hype around him is the simple fact that he plays for the Cowboys. Everything's exaggerated when you play for the Cowboys. But everything exaggerated when you play for the Yankees or the Lakers. It's like you're good, but then you put that uniform on and you're now larger than life. We're treating this I never treat him that way. He's treated like he's Lawrence Taylor or Reggie White. And it's like, you're not. You're just Micah Parsons. And you look up, I think he averages like 12 sacks a year of his first 4 years or whatever it is. 12, 13 sacks, whatever. Something like that.
I'll give them to you right now from 2021 on up. 13, 13.5, 14, and then 12 last season.
Yeah. 13. Let's give him 13. I'll give him 13 a game. Last year, 700 snaps he played on defense. He touched the quarterback 12 times. Out of 700 snaps. And yeah, that's good. But there's 6, 7 guys in the league that do the same thing. And if any of those guys got traded outside of Watt or maybe what's his name from the Browns, there wouldn't be this kind of stuff for 2 first-round picks and a D tackle that's been in the Pro Bowl 3-4 times. That's what the Cowboys got in return. But it's like, they lost the names. Oh my God, what are they going to do without Micah Parsons? Let me tell you what they've done with Micah Parsons. Nothing. The Cowboys have sucked with him. You get my point? They have sucked with Micah Parsons. They lost their quarterback, who is the most important guy to that team. They lost him. The season was over. If you lost Micah Parsons but still had a healthy Dak Prescott in that offense, they'd be good. Losing a quarterback drops you from an 11-12 win team to whatever they were last year. Losing Micah Parsons, you go from an 11-12 win team to, 11-12 win team because you still got your quarterback. That's the most important thing in the league today. Last year, with him, they were the 31st ranked defense in the league. 31. The Dallas Cowboys with Micah Parsons on the field. They were dead last against the run, like Jerry Jones kept mentioning. They gave up 25 touchdowns on the ground. Yeah, he's good against the pass rush. I'm good as a pass rusher. But against the run, he's a liability.
But Cerrone, I can hear people saying, well, that's not his fault because as a player, he was putting in work. What about the rest of the defense?
So here's the thing. It didn't matter who was on the field with Lawrence Taylor and Reggie White. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. See my point? It didn't matter. Go look up with T.J. Watt. Look at T.J. Watt's numbers in Pittsburgh. He had years with 17 sacks, 22 sacks. You're not running against no Watt. There's not a Watt in the world that you're running against. You didn't run his way. You ran away from them. That's an impactful player. Myles Garrett. You don't run at Myles Garrett. You see what I'm saying? Those guys individually shift the power of their defense. Micah, when that team when they're not up with a big lead, Michael Parsons is useless. When Dak Prescott's out there giving the Cowboys 28, 30 points, Michael Parsons can tee off because we got a 3-touchdown lead. Now I'm just going. And now I'm gonna be a menace.
We need to stop.
But when the game is tight, all of a sudden it doesn't, his impact isn't the same. He's played in 4 playoff games. Parsons has. In 4 playoff games, he has 1 sack and 3 tackles for loss. In 4 playoffs, no impact when the game is tight or when they're down. And to me, getting 2 first-round picks and a D tackle to help stop that running game, it allows the Cowboys to now, I can get whoever the best safety is coming out of Alabama, LSU, Ohio State, Notre Dame, I can get that guy. I can also now go get another guy, a linebacker coming out of one of those powerhouse schools. Plus, I got my D tackles. Plus, my quarterback is paid. Plus, I got 2 good receivers on the outside. That's today's NFL. With him, they wouldn't have had those things. The defense would still suck. So overpaying him is not the answer just because he's a Cowboy and he's popular. It's the same situation crossing sports. I'm sorry. This is the way I felt last year with Luka. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. What are they going to do without Luka? What are you doing with Luka? Yeah, he looks good. He's selling jerseys. He's normally been a 7 seed every year he's been in the league, if that, or missed the playoffs altogether. By the end of the year, he's got the black straps on his shoulder. He's not playing defense, and he's pudgy. This is what you're dealing with. So they said, you know what? We're going to get draft pick, whatever. We still got Anthony Davis. We can't count on him being healthy either. But Anthony Davis is going to give us something on both ends. And just like that, since that trade's happened, who's in a better situation right now? The Dallas Mavericks or the LA Lakers?
Yeah, I think the odds are even higher for the Mavericks.
The
Lakers.
Mavericks are considered one of the best teams in the West. But at the time, everybody wanted to fire Nico. Just right now, everybody wants to get rid of Jerry. Jerry got a point. Yeah, man, we couldn't stop the run with this dude. I'm not giving him $50 million a year just to be who? Just to sell jerseys? And I think my overall point is, same thing with the mediocre guys on teams. I think we look at superstars and we base them on their popularity and not impact between those lines. Micah Parsons is an exceptional player, exceptional talent. But if you can't single-handedly elevate my defense, I'm not paying you like a quarterback.
617-779-0985 is the number. Let's go to Andrew and Milton. Andrew.
Hey, Cerrone, I agree with you. Micah Parsons stinks. In fact, any player that's not a quarterback stinks. If you play football and you're not a quarterback, you have no value, and you should stink. Get out of here. You don't play quarterback, you're no good.
Appreciate it, Andrew. Obviously, he was being sarcastic, Cerrone.
He is, but that's today's NFL. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to play along with that.
Mm-hmm.
In today's NFL, the quarterback is the only important position. If you took Pat Mahomes off the Kansas City Chiefs, they'd be last year's Patriots. If you put Pat Mahomes on this year's Patriots teams, they're a Super Bowl contender. The game has shifted so much to the quarterback that everything revolves around the quarterback and the offense. We're all sitting here like, man, why are these teams keeping 7 receivers, 8 receivers? Because it's all about throwing the football and pleasing the quarterback. You can have any running back. You can have a mediocre middle linebacker. You can have mediocre safeties. You can have mediocre corners and still win the Super Bowl because it's all based on the quarterbacks. Look at the odds of which teams are going to win the Super Bowl, and then look at the odds of the MVP favorites, and they line right up. It's Pat Mahomes, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, in that order. And it doesn't matter who's around them. The quarterback is the most important position on the field. And you can win with average guys around them as long as you have an elite quarterback, which is why you don't pay a defensive end elite quarterback money when he doesn't impact your team like a quarterback will. And, hey, I know he was being funny, whatever, with the phone call, but he's low-key is right. Unfortunately, that's today's NFL. The quarterback is the reason we know about Arch Manning is because somebody thinks in 365 days, this kid is going to lead an NFL team to the playoffs. This is before he's even played his college season. We already have the quarterbacks lined up of who we think is going to carry the NFL for the next 5 or 10 years. And he's one of the names mentioned because it is that important of a position. And they've put so much around that that it almost doesn't matter what you have outside of those guys if the quarterback isn't good.
All right, let's take another break. 617-779-0985 is the number. When we get back, though, we got to talk about those owners and teams, not just in football, but in sports in general. There's been a shift. Cerrone's already mentioned one, but is there another shift that's going on that we're not quite hip to yet? We'll talk about that next. 98.5, the Sports Hub.
Stay tuned for more. Now, Leroy Irvin and Cerrone battle on Boston's home for sports. 98.5 The Sports Zone.
Do me. Unbelievable. My mother and father would have kicked
Fourth
my
grade.
behind. Talking about do me. Kiss me, pretty baby. Touch me. Man, we was getting it in. Rocking. Yo, the bus used to be where the party was at.
Yeah. Hanging out the window.
And don't let it
like
be
not
the
just
end
your
of the
arm
year.
hanging out the window, like
everything.
Whole top half of your body hanging out a school bus window.
Yeah. Remember,
and nobody cared. The adults didn't even care who was driving by.
We were wilding. Unbelievable.
They had the best fights, everything.
Remember people throwing snowballs at the bus when you got to a bus stop? I don't care. You could have been on the tee. And
I think I'm beyond the stage of my mother getting me now, but I remember making snowballs at the bus stop.
Oh, Cerrone.
And getting on the bus with snowballs.
No.
Throwing them at each.
I will respect school property. Bart Simpson style. I got put in-house, whatever, 3rd grade. My goodness. I'm AP calculus. I was telling Cerrone, Leroy over here pregame, man. Oh, my goodness. I will respect school property like Bart Simpson.
Thank God for growth, maturity, forgiveness, God, because Lord knows, yeah, we were doing some wild stuff back then. Anyway, 617-779-0985. Thank God for the shift in our lives from that age to now. You get where I'm going, Cerrone? Can you feel what I'm about to do? He don't get it. What about the shift going on in sports? Before we went to break, Cerrone believes that there's a shift in football where the quarterback is the main ingredient. That's what everyone's thinking about, focusing. But now, there's this idea that owners in all sports, I'm talking about football, baseball, basketball, hockey in general, that owners and teams are done building around a one-man show.
Mm-hmm.
Guys like, let's just think of some names, and you mentioned some of them, Cerrone. You got Luka with Dallas Mavericks. They got him out there. You got Micah Parsons, who we just talked about, Cowboys to the Packers. We can bring it on home. Devers, shipped out of here, gone. And I was one of the people who were like, man, what are they doing? But so far, it looks like that decision makes a lot of sense and that the focus is more on team. Do you think that shift is going on in sports right now? And if it is, do you agree with it? I could just say for myself, I do think that shift is going on, and I love it. And I think it should have never went to a superstar player over team. It should have always stayed team first. You have your superstars to be the face, but it's got to be team first.
Yeah, I think the shift happens because it's a copycat leagues. The league's a copycat. They start seeing the success. They start seeing the winning. And they're like, you know what? I'd rather have, a team that has, let's say keep it to football. Instead of having a team with 3 big, 4 superstars, big guys making big money, whatever, and we're not winning, I'd rather have a team with a bunch of good players and one good superstar to kind of lead the way. And I look at Kansas City. Kansas City, they got rid of Tyreek Hill. What are they going to do without Tyreek Hill? He ain't stopped nothing. Look at that team when they first started winning. Look at them now. Tyreek Hill was the man. How are they going to live without the Tyreek Hills of the world? And they've been dominant. We've seen it in other sports. Basketball. We got to have LeBron. We got to have KD. And it's like, no, you need a young team. Nowadays, you need Jaylen Brown, homegrown, and Jason Tatum, homegrown, and homegrown pieces around him with a couple sprinkled veterans in the mix, and you can be good. You can be OKC, young, homegrown talent, Shea and Chet and Williams. They got all the young pieces around them and a couple little sprinkled vets. And now people looking at them like these guys are dominating. Even Denver. Jokic, late round pick, homegrown talent, put around him, couple veterans, championship. In sports, it's like, these owners went from building teams to let's just make money. Let's get a guy that's going to get us on TV. He's going to sell a bunch of jerseys and apparel, be in all the commercials, and you're not winning anything. And there's too many of those guys in sports. And I think these owners are looking at their value like, you're valuable to me as a player and to my market, but I can make more money being a championship contender than just having you here selling jerseys. And I think around these leagues, I think owners are starting to see that. Yeah, losing Devers hurt because of the talents he brought to the roster. And they say, hey, we're going to go with the youth movement instead of him. And it's worked. I don't know if they're going to win it all, but it's worked. Dallas going with the youth movement. It's Cooper Flag and some of these other pieces. They got a veteran with Anthony Davis. Kyrie Irvin's still around. They're going to see how it works out. Dallas. No, we're going to rather get draft picks and other pieces and rebuild this team and stick with our quarterback and put good pieces around him. We'll see if it works, but it looks like, to me, paying one random superstar, half of your budget, I think them days are long gone. And these guys are about building teams again. I think that's the only way you're going to win these leagues as well.
All right, we got to take another quick break. 617-779-0985 is the number. You got your Sports Hub headlines. And when we get back, we got to touch on the Red Sox. Show them some love. Cerrone was just talking about them. They've looked better since Devers. They look really good. Let's show the Red Sox some love and more of your calls. It's 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Studios, it's not just the games. It's Toucher and Hardy, Zolak and Bertrand, Felger and Maz, Joe Murray. For Boston sports fans, it's 98.5 The Sports Hub. Beasley Media Group Station. Sports Hub headlines presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
The Red Sox fell to the Pirates yesterday 4-2. They'll play again today at 4:10. Moving on to college football, BC and Fordham. Right now it's 14-3 BC with the lead. 8:40 left in the second quarter. Also in football, number 1 Texas is down 14-0 to number 3 Ohio State. Arch Manning, 12 for 21, 72 yards, no touchdowns, and 1 interception. Guys, there's 7 minutes and 56 seconds left in the fourth quarter. That's not a good look. And last but not least, the Revs will take on Charlotte tonight at 7:30. The Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by the last Lobster Lovers weekend of the summer at the 99. Visit Friday through Monday and order their colossal or hot buttered lobster roll, and you'll get a free 3-course meal upgrade. You gotta love the nines. I'm Leroy Irvin. Your next update is in an hour.
New England plays here.
Ball down the right side. There's a separation. Touchdown pass. Yes. Perfect dive from Drake May.
98.5 The Sports Hub.
Two local guys, lots of local sports talk.
Leroy Irvin and Cerrone battle
On Boston's home for sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Chad Peyton's dad here, obviously, today to see his debut. Dad, what do you like? I like to see the 99 on the scoreboard. That was awesome to see. I like to see him out there relaxed, happy, having fun, and I like to see that way out of here.
Roman Anthony with a home run. Number 8. That was on cue, huh? Red Sox lead it 2-0. Let the kids play. Wow. We're going to see that a few times in the years to come. Red Sox 2 and the Pirates nothing.
Team, then why do I feel this way? I mean, for real. I mean, listen.
Why did it stay on your mind, Leroy?
Yes, why did they stay on my mind? Unbelievable just the way they've been able to not only turn around their season, but turn around the perspective of fans in general. A lot of fans were ready to not even pay them any attention, to turn them off, to not bounce from platform to platform to try to watch every single game of theirs. But here they are. I know they lost yesterday. And I don't know if you have the clip back there, George, but this young man, the pitcher that they brought, Peyton Tolley. I mean, Cerrone, these guys, despite being young, they have what a lot of people have been talking about recently in sports, if you've noticed. You've heard a lot of conversations about aura, swag, and all that good stuff. They've got it, and it's just amazing how quickly things have turned around for the Red Sox. It's good to see. You know what, Cerrone, if they continue this way, you think who? Well, I'm going to take Roman Anthony. You think he has a chance to be the face of Boston sports?
Ooh, the face of Boston?
The face of Boston sports. I said this last week. I haven't seen in a long time a region connect to a player like they have with him. I know he hasn't been able to do much, and he has done a lot in the short period of time.
Yeah,
people are going to want to see more. Lot. But my God, the excitement connected to him and the Red Sox in general, they're back, man. They're back.
It's hard because I can't think of a time, well, my lifetime, to where a member of the Red Sox was ever the face of Boston sports. You might have had stretches where Nomar might have been the biggest in the city. And that's only because at the time the Celtics were down, Bruins and the Patriots were kind of teetering. I'm not saying the Red Sox were winning, but Nomar might have been the biggest Red Sox star that had a chance to be the face of the league, of Boston sports. Even when Ortiz was doing his thing, Tom Brady was still here. So for that 20-year stretch, nobody was going to be the face over Tom Brady. But I think if the Red Sox win a championship or even make it to the World Series, and he's one of the guys leading the way, he's putting in great performances in October, he has a legit shot of it. But I think right now, Drake May has a faster track to it. Drake May could be the man as early as Sunday. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't take much for a football team to steal all the attention and all the headlines. It's the way the NFL is around this country. And you still have Jason Tatum out there. But if the Red Sox were to go on a magical run and he's out there having an Ortiz-like postseason, he's going to shoot close to the top of the charts real quick, especially if the Celtics and the Patriots kind of sit around 500 ball and the Red Sox keep winning. He's going to have a chance, but I don't know how long he could be the face of Boston sports, because I think Drake May is really close, but it's going to be determined by the standings when it comes to him.
I don't know. I think it's Roman.
But he doesn't have the juice, though, is Roman Anthony.
I think it's Roman Anthony. I think if you want to say juice, we can go to that classic movie. At the end of the day, when Tupac fell off the building, and who was it? Not was it Mike? Not Mike Epps. What's his name? What's the dude's name that was playing Q? Anyways,
Omar Chestnut?
Omar Epps.
Yeah.
And the guy says, man, you got the juice now. I feel like that's the Red Sox. I feel like the connection to Roman Anthony specifically is deeper already than it is to Drake May. You still got people saying, we still got to see with Drake May, even though Roman Anthony has a lot to prove still. But the connection to me, it just seems stronger with him than even a Drake May. Real quick. Go ahead, Cerrone. Go ahead.
It's the winning. Roman Anthony's playing good ball, but at the same time, they're winning. Drake May, even in his best stretches, they were still losing games. But if Drake May has, a 300-yard game against the Steelers and they win, they're not gonna talk about nobody else but him. Well, we aren't gonna talk about anybody else but him for that whole week until next week's game or whatever. Roman Anthony's success is also linked to the Red Sox winning. And that's the key combination. If he was putting up these numbers and they were losing and out of it, he would have no shot at being the face. But team success has a huge part of you being the man in this city. It's so much. It's all based on winning. And right now the Red Sox are winning. He's leading the way in that winning. So right now he's the man. But if the Patriots start winning games or be like the Red Sox and be, in the play for wild card spot, at last playoff spot, I think the NFL aspect of it will overtake what the Red Sox is doing, unless they go on a magical World Series run or something like that.
Let's go to Al in Dorchester. Wants to talk about the Red Sox. What's up, Al?
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Good.
Hey, listen, the Red Sox are going in and running there. I said this is something with baseball that's typical. Any team that has pitching, those are the teams that have a shot at winning, going far, winning a championship. And that's what they have right now. They have the starters. Their bullpen is tight. The middle relief, you need maybe one or two more people emerge there, and they have the closer. So one thing I realized about baseball is that if you have the pitching, you can go far and you can win it.
Oh, yeah. Appreciate it, Al. It's always been that. Pitching, and more pitching. And I'm just glad that people are even questioning, well, do they have it? I know there are some people saying, oh, they wish that the Red Sox would have done more during the trade deadline and all that. But all we have right now is what we get to see in front of us. And they've done nothing but succeed. This is crazy. Let's go to Tony in Kingston. Tony.
Hey, fellas.
What's up?
Face of Boston sports.
Oh, what's going on?
Name Ortiz, maybe? Remember a guy named David Ortiz? They named a street after him.
You know what?
A Yankee fan telling you guys
But Tony, here's the thing. They named the street after him, but there's a guy named Tom Brady who just got a statue put up. And they were playing around the same. If Tom Brady's not in the picture, David Ortiz is the face of Boston sports during his time playing.
No. Especially early on, the 04, 03, no way. Or Brady, yes, no question.
Tony, you're breaking up. Call us back, Tony.
That's a fan who's been tainted by David Ortiz. One too many times. A little bit scorned there. But I tend to agree. I mean, baseball and football kind of magically don't overlap too much. When football season starts, it's kind of the postseason for baseball.
But, George, we're talking about the face of
just
Boston
one. Right,
sports.
right. If you could just pick one, it has to be TB12.
It has to be. It has to be. There are going to be people who say, you know what? Tom Brady and the Patriots kicked off the championship run in Boston.
Yeah.
So then he automatically has that. And I
think about it.
If Tom Brady wasn't in the picture,
David Ortiz been the man.
He'd be the face. He would have been the face of Boston sports.
Think about this. By the time David Ortiz won the World Series and they went on their run or whatever.
Oh, snap. Yep.
Brady was on 3.
Yeah, buddy.
But I could
he
say
had
for Ortiz's sake and for turning it around right away, it was a right away kind of thing. In 03, he was moving Giambi and whoever else out there for the DH, and we could see how clutch he was immediately. It was an immediate impact.
Yeah, I mean Brady was on his 3rd championship by then. It was you had the rival with him and the Manning going on, and it's crazy. The Red Sox, when they won their 2nd one, I don't think it was as big or as popular as when the Patriots were winning their 5th. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just didn't hit the same way. But I think there was a stretch where Ortiz kind of took a back seat to even guys like Kevin Garnett. By the time and then the Bruins came in and started winning. There was faces in the Bruins that kind of, I wouldn't say they surpassed Ortiz, but they were on that level. You had KG. You had the stars that were playing for the Bruins. You had David Ortiz. Then you had the Mookie Betts kind of came in there. Ortiz wasn't the face the whole time. He was the guy everybody liked. But the superstar face, Mookie Betts was right there with him. But as long as Tom Brady was in town, nobody had the city like he did. Like I said, by the time the Red Sox won, Tom Brady had 3 Super Bowl wins in his back pocket. So I don't think anybody was going to be bigger than that. But you take him away, Ortiz for a minute, yeah, he might have been the man. But then when Kevin Garnett showed up and won championship, and it was the Celtics, yeah, that's a tough one. But Ortiz over time is Brady, then it was him. But right now, the first one to win will be the face. Put it like that. I'm going to end it with that.
Between Drake May and
the first one to win. And they better do it before Jason Tatum comes back 100% because he already got a championship and is already one of the faces of sports in this country.
He might be the face right now. I think he is. But like you said, you better hope.
We know his kids.
Yeah. Gabe in West Roxbury. What's up, Gabe?
Hey, guys. I love the show.
Thank you.
Just want to say, I think it should be more phrased like what face of Boston sports after peak would be the face of Boston. Like, if all three won in 1 year, who would get the most, clicks or whatever? And I think Drake May. If the Patriots are winning a Super Bowl and Drake May is performing well, I think that oversees Anthony and kind of Tatum since Tatum won one. And I know that's a plus for him, but May, second year or third year, just say whatever, him going for a Super Bowl, I think it would be him all the way.
Wow. Appreciate it, Gabe.
Yeah.
That's
a great way to put it, though. I like his style.
All right. We got to take a break. 617-779-0985. Yes, it's New Edition Day. St. Anthony's Feast.
More Leroy. Boston's home for sports. 98.5 The Sports Hub.
He had this song. It was either at my house or his house. And he was doing a dance routine to that song right there. And the dance routine just took, the song was already high energy, but it took it to a whole nother level. Jonathan was the first person I saw to wear two different color shoes, but they were the same shoe. And that was all, my assumption always has been, because I believe New Edition did it. And when I saw Jonathan do it right before my eyes, and him work on his dance move to that song right there, Rated R, oh my God. Like, I never forgot it. It's one of those moments that just stick with me for whatever reason. You know, the ones you can't explain why it sticks with you? That's one. Shout outs to Jonathan.
Yo, real quick. Texas, Ohio State is now 14-7. Manning threw a touchdown. Great pass.
Oh, finally.
He just threw a beautiful pass to the left sideline at the 50 to his tight end, right?
Mm-hmm.
Between two defenders. Football has changed so much. The safety had a chance to destroy the guy, and instead he turned his shoulder and allowed him to catch it, and they kind of just ran into each other as opposed to hitting him. We've seen the rules take effect so strong now that the safeties with a chance to blow somebody up are choosing to not do it and allow the pass. There's 2 minutes left in a close game, biggest game of the season. Or it could be the biggest game of the season. But he decided to ease up and not hit the tight end, making that catch on the sidelines to try and knock the ball out. And it's like, yo, this is not the football we're used to seeing. Not even from 5 years ago. It's a totally different sport. And I saw that and it just stuck out to me like, man, again, everything is so geared and centered around the quarterback that defensive players aren't even being defensive players anymore out of fear of being fined or rejected or thrown out of a game. And they allow that catch to happen. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it is a big game. Number 1, Texas, taking on number 3, Ohio State. Ohio State is up 14-7 with about a minute and 40 seconds left in the game. Texas does have the ball. We'll see what happens. It is Labor Day weekend. For those who don't know, like, the true definition, which I you know what? I'm not going to say I can't believe some people don't, but it just is what it is. Labor Day is a public holiday to honor working people. I mean, I'm going to keep it just as simple as that. So we came up with some stuff to honor Labor Day, and I'm going to ask the question again. We already got people on the phone, so we'll get to them too. But the question is, and we got another one coming up too that's going, I don't want no fighting going on. But anyways, some athletes are born with gifts. Others build theirs through sweat. Who's the best example of work ethic over raw talent? Cerrone, I'm just going to give mine real quick. And this is the best example. I don't want a bunch of examples, just the best. I got Jerry Rice there.
Oh, you thief.
Oh, that's who you had?
Yes.
I got Jerry Rice.
You got me.
They talk about how he really wasn't that fast. But you saw the man running the hill every offseason, working on his route, which his route running might be the best in football history.
Yeah.
He just work ethic over talent all day, and he made himself arguably the best wide receiver in football history. Jerry Rice.
Man, you got me, man. You got me.
Sorry. We probably should have let each other know who we are.
Oh, no, that's right. But I agree. He's slow. He never looked athletic. He wasn't big. He didn't have all the muscles and none of that stuff. And it was like, yo, I'm just going to have more stamina than you. I'm just going to be more physical than you. I'm going to be a perfectionist. My footwork and my hands, I'm just going to be dominant at my craft to where the greatest of greatest DBs during the time when DBs allowed to be ultra physical, he was able to just completely dominate sport to a level where he set records that probably would never be touched again. And it was just, think about how good he was when he was with the Raiders. What was he, 40?
Right.
Duck rule game. Jerry Rice was in that game.
Sure was.
Jerry Rice was on the field in a playoff game against Tom Brady. and he played in the 80s. Let that sink in. Like, he was that good, and he could just get open like, yo, I'm smarter than you, and my stamina, I'm going to be just as fast in the first quarter as I am in overtime, and you're going to fall off, and I'm going to eat you alive. And he might have been the best at it. And the biggest thing out of that is I can't believe that Leroy just flat out stole it from him like that. That's unbelievable. But Jerry Rice, and keeping him at the same thing, you might have to put Walter Payton up there. He didn't have the ultra speed or wasn't the biggest or strongest. He was just mentally stronger than everybody else in the same thing. I'm just going to run hills until I figure out a way to just be better. Now, he was fourth pick in the draft or something like that. He was really looked at coming out of college, but another guy that just put in more work. When you look at great NFL players or great athletes, you can point to their speed, their strength. They had something that was better than everybody else. But I think those guys, it was like, they were just their will and determination. Watch Walter Payton jump over the goal line, and you see what I'm talking about.
I love
it. He just would sacrifice his life to get 1 yard, and it was just different from everybody else.
Again, if you're joining us, the phone number is 617-779-0985, and the question is, in honor of Labor Day, who's the best example? Talking about athletes, who's the best example of work ethic over raw talent? Let's go to Howard and Randolph. Howard, who you got?
Well, I think there's a tie between two guys, but if you have to go 1 and 1A, I would say Larry Bird and Tom Brady.
Larry Bird's a good one.
Yeah, I knew Larry Bird. I knew someone was going to say Tom Brady. I forgot about Larry Bird, but that's a great one.
Larry Bird's a good one. Tom Brady's the one we all know.
Yeah, shout out to Howard. You stole mine. I was telling Leroy over there. Sorry to cut you off there, but yeah, he couldn't jump 3 feet off the ground, but wet, and the lore and the legend of him running laps around people while they're doing practice and things like that. It was the work ethic. He put in the work, and shout out to the Hick from St. Lick, French Lick, excuse me.
Yeah, I mean, just like he, and that for him to, this is the same guy. He had a 47-point triple-double against Clyde the Glide Drexler. And he played left-handed. He has a game, you can YouTube it, where he plays left-handed against Clyde Drexler, and he has a 47-point triple-double. Clyde there's a highlight of him jumping from the foul line in the game against the Lakers. That's an athlete. Larry Bird was not nowhere near that. This man dominated games against Michael Jordan and Clyde. I mentioned Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman, Larry Nance Sr., some of the great athletes that ever played this game. And he couldn't jump over a sheet of paper, but he was dominant because he just, again, his stamina was on another level. His strength and his IQ was on a complete another level. I didn't even think of Larry Bird. That's one of the great ones. I don't know how I even overlooked that.
Dirt dog. I just think he was pretty special for his size, for sure.
Appreciate it, Dean. We got to take a break. Y'all can keep the calls coming in, 617-779.
You're listening to Taking your calls, giving hot takes.
Just tears, man. You know, you don't get that song when you're young, but then when you get older, you're like, oh, the soundtrack to my life. Jeez.
When songs get ruined, you just two-step into them and right. Listen to the meaning of the words, right? Somebody ruined Montel Jordan for me earlier this week too.
I
my goodness. Yeah, I was
can't.
like, oh my goodness, right? We dancing to this, and he's talking about playing.
I can't.
Oh my God.
I can't. 617-779-0985 is the
There's
number.
a kid on Instagram and TikTok who all he does is he's doing like regular things at home.
Yeah.
And he just listens to the words of classic songs. And then he just looks up like, wait, did he just say what I thought he said? No. He does it from songs going all the way back to like the 50s. And this kid's got 1 million followers, and all he does is react to the words of like the real words of some of these older songs that we used to listen to. And it's mad funny.
Can you stand the rain?
Can you stand it?
That needs to be asked at every wedding. Before the ID.
Pastor got to stand at the end and ask that question.
And last but not least, can you stand the rain?
Yeah.
I can. I now pronounce you husband. Let me shut up because then people. No. Anyways, we were asking the question in honor of Labor Day. Who's the best example of work ethic over raw talent? The callers are coming in, and people still want to talk about the face of Boston. I'm gonna get to you guys too. Let's go to Eric in Maine. Eric, who you got?
Hey guys, they called him the Splendid Splinter. Ted Williams. He said when he was a kid he was going to be the greatest hitter that ever lived. Over a 19-year career, he hit 344, hit under 300 one time, and lost the prime of his career 3 years to a world war. And if you look at his numbers, I mean, I don't think there will ever be a hitter to ever touch that. Nobody's really come close.
Now, Eric,
to what he's done for his numbers.
Eric, I got to ask you a question because I'm not going to sit here and act like I know. Was Ted Williams physically, athletically gifted, or was it work? Like he really had to put in the work to overcome that?
I think it was work. He grew up dirt poor from what I remember, but they called him the Splendid Splinter because he was just a skinny kid. That's all he was, and he was determined he was gonna do it.
That's what's up. Appreciate it, Eric. That's a good one.
That's a good one.
Let's go to Greg in Providence. Greg, who you got?
Hey, so I got a couple of takes. So first of all, Larry Bird was super athletically talented. I'm not sure what person put that out there that he was not. He worked at it, yes, but he was a little kid draining three-pointers. Number one in Indiana State. I'm not really sure where that take came from. But my big take comes from baseball. Baseball is the one sport where you can actually really work at it. Look at Mookie Betts. He was a late-round draft pick, real late-round draft pick. He's a stud. And the same deal with a lot of other players. The same guy, the guy who won Skubal, who won the AL Cy Young last year. He was a ninth-round draft pick. He worked at it. He came in and he said, I'm not going to do this, and he did the work. Baseball is a unique sport when it comes to that. Basketball, come on now. You got to be super talented. You got to be 6'10", this, that. Baseball is an outlier. Just saying it.
Appreciate it, Greg. Greg, we got something else coming up.
You got something for that. You might want to call back in about 20 minutes.
I think he will. Call back. Again, we're open to anything. There are people calling in for that and talking about the face of Boston sports, which we talked about earlier. Let's go to DJ in Manchester. DJ, who you got?
Hey, so I'll make a quick point on the athletes who worked hard. I would say Teddy Bruschi, considering, dude has a stroke, comes back, still plays pretty good.
Yeah,
but as far as the face of Boston sports goes, from April of 2013 until February of 2015, there's no doubt it was David Ortiz.
And what's your
Five
reason?
words. 5 words.
Oh, yeah.
This is our effing city.
Yeah. Appreciate it, DJ. He has a point.
He do got a point.
He's got a point.
And it was a time, well, I want to say I got to look at the timelines, but when they were at their best, wasn't that when we were wondering if the Patriots were going to win again? You know what I'm saying? It was that stretch between the first set of Patriots Super Bowls and the last set where it was, man, they're never going to get over the hump. They can't win, and then they started winning. But I think that window in between that is when the Red Sox were having most of their success. But yeah, that moment was a huge moment for him. And he kind of took the crown away from everybody else by that one speech, after what happened.
So for those who are just tuning in, just to reset things, there are two conversations going on right now, and it's all good. We're fine with that. Number one, in honor of Labor Day, we were asking people to call in with the athlete who is the best example of work ethic over raw talent, so you can continue to call about that. And then earlier we were talking about the Red Sox and how they look now. And I asked a simple question, hey, do you think Roman Anthony can be the face of Boston sports? And it trickled into this conversation about who can be the face of Boston sports. And so that's what's going on right now. Let's go to Mike in Malden. He wants to talk about the work ethic question. What's up, Mike?
Guys, you missing one person.
Who's that?
Rocky Balboa.
You know what? Someone did hit me up on X and said Rocky. And I know, and I love the movie too. His work ethic was through the roof. But to be honest, I think he was more lucky than skilled. If you get what I'm saying, like he didn't work to become skilled. I think he worked himself up to just not stay down.
They gave it away in Rocky 3 with the Mickey kind of staging the fights, the lesser than opponents, that's kind of when the work ethic fell off a little bit.
Yo, could you imagine if Rocky was in real life and the pandemonium that would have been surrounding
Oh my
him?
God.
Oh, Russia? Oh my God.
I
know. Fighting another country?
Rocky has a statue and is fictional. Imagine if he was real. Let's go to John. He wants to talk about the face of Boston sports, and he's talking about in the past. John, who you got?
Gentlemen, I want to give you the case against David Ortiz as the face of Boston sports.
Okay, we're listening.
All right. So for future generations, it's going to cause mad confusion when they do make a statue of him, and everyone says, "Why is the mom from Good Times get a statue?"
Oh.
How many home runs did Florida Evans hit?
I gotta let him go.
Cold-blooded, man. That's cold-blooded. Y'all something else, man.
All right. We got to take a break. The reason why I'm laughing
I had a great answer for who to work at.
Stay tuned for more. Cerrone on the sport.
Man, what would you do sports-wise as a fan? What would you do with $1 billion?
Every stadium.
Yo, you know what I would do, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart. One of the things I would do, I would come on this station in hot, and I would give away $1 million an hour for like 2 days.
Really?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, are you trying to make the hub go viral?
No, because first, what am I going to do with all that money? Like, I'm going to be straight, and let me be a little bit more. Let me give you some more clarity on what I mean. I don't think I would just give it away because I would try to figure out something like we'll pay $1 million worth of your bills, which means, hey, if you still have a mortgage, I'll pay it off. Plus, if you want to get some other stuff, okay, you got $1 million to work with. I'm not just going to give you $1 million because, you just don't know what people will do with it and if they're going to be responsible with it. But, yeah, man.
Would you give it to people or pay the things for them? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to give you $1 million and say, hey, go pay off your house. Yeah. I'm going to pay the house off myself. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it would be
so they'll do the right thing.
Yeah. All right. So let me just say this. I'm not saying caller 10 call in right now. I don't have no money. This is just
I know someone caught the end of it.
Hypothetical. If I won the Powerball,
if you would have hit that Powerball,
I would say caller 10 wins $1 million worth of whatever they need done. Something like that. It would need to be worded better, obviously. But, yeah. Oh, you still got some more? Okay, we're going to pay that off.
It's my eviction notice.
And whatever's left over. Or, hey, if you're looking to buy a house, all right, we're going to work with. Don't get $1 million house, but, here we go. Let's work on it. I'd give it away, man. I'd give a lot of it away. At $1 billion, what am I going to do with $1 billion, man?
Well, first of all, Uncle Sam going to take half of that. So what are you going to do with half?
What am I
going to
lose
that?
What am I going to do with $500 million?
Your kid's going to clean up $300 million of that. You might get a pair of underwear and a T-shirt out of the tail by the time the family's said and done.
Unbelievable. Let's go to Jim in Marlboro. He wants to comment on, since it's also Labor Day weekend.
$ tie.
What athlete represents hard work over raw talent the most? Jim, who you got?
Yeah, this is me. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Who you got, man?
Yeah, I want to nominate Marvin Hagler as someone who rose above his talent with sheer depth, how hard he worked.
Appreciate it, Jim. See,
marvelous.
Brockton's own, shout out to the late, great, marvelous Marvin Hagler. My assumption was that he was gifted, like,
physically.
Yeah, physically. Like, to the point where it's kind of like when no, it didn't happen in The Wire.
Did he never touched the mat, did he? I don't think he ever got knocked down.
Really?
They counted, I think one time it counted as a slip.
Does he count, though? Did he?
Yeah, I think because he was physically gifted.
That's what I'm saying.
He is right. You are right. It looks like, he got dropped for the first time, but it was just a slip. Back foot slip.
Yeah, that's a physical skill to fight that many fights in that era and never touch the ground.
Well,
with the shots he took.
Speaking of fights, I just got to put down some rules real quick. Don't play no music, nothing. Because the next question we're going to ask, here are the rules. I feel like a ref in a fight, in a boxing match. Your responses, no hits below the belt.
No biting.
No biting. No cheating. No name calling. None of that. Let me get this paper out. Hold on for a second. Just want to make sure I ask this question the right way. We're continuing the Labor Day theme. So everyone thinks their sport takes the most work. Which one actually does, and why are the others overrated? Which sport takes the most work, and why are the others overrated? I don't care what sport it is. Let us know which one takes the most work and why the others are overrated. 617-779-0985.
Man.
Cerrone, if you got one.
Jammed up the phone lines, man.
I've been going back and forth.
That's hard. And it's funny because you almost got to break it down by decade or era because it changes so much. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would try and make an argument for basketball 20 years ago. Today, I can't. You just got to be a name and not get in trouble, and you're going to make it from high school to be the number one pick in the draft. Like, we don't find out NBA players don't have work ethic until they've already signed for $200 million and are leading the franchise. Other sports, if you don't show it in the beginning, like, you ain't going to make it. And I would put the NBA, the current state of NBA, dead last in this category. Dead last. Like, we put titles on guys in the NBA, and they've done nothing. They didn't do anything at the college level. They ain't even win state championships, and it's like, yo, he's going to be special. Melo Ball went and played in Lithuania. It did nothing in Lithuania, but because he was a ball brother, it was like, yo, he top 5 pick.
Again, 617-779-0985. Staying with the Labor Day theme. Which sport takes the most work to achieve at? And why are the others overrated? You can stay with the major four. You can go outside the major four.
Baseball. Ooh, no. Well, you say we can go outside the major four?
You can go outside the four. Yeah.
Man, PGA golf, man.
Takes the most work?
Yep. There are dudes on tour sleeping in their car, man. Just trying to make the cut.
That's a good one. I didn't even think about that one.
People on tour sleeping in their car. Can't afford a hotel room, just trying to make the cut to survive the weekend.
Probably one of the hardest sports to be consistent, I would say.
Yes, and you got to do it. Okay, you can win a major this week and be trash by Friday. That sport, other sports, your name will carry you and keep you as the man no matter how bad you are. Golf, week to week, you got to be good enough week to week. Or you literally don't make the cut. Nah, you ain't good enough this week. You out. Bye. Every week for your whole career? Nah, man, I'm going to have to go PGA.
I'm not going to give you my official answer yet, but I'm going to be honest. I'm leaning towards hockey. I'm leaning. I'm not there yet all the way, but we will discuss this when we get back. The phone lines are going 617-779-0985. Continuing the Labor Day theme, which sport takes the most work and why?
From the Telfair Tire Studios, it's not just the games. It's Toucher and Hardy, Zolak and Bertrand, Felger and Maz, Joe Murray. For Boston sports fans, it's 98.5, the Sports Hub. Beasley Media Group Station. Essential Sports Hub headline presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
All right, so the Red Sox fell to the Pirates yesterday 4-2. They'll play again today in about 9 minutes. That's 4:10. College football, BC and Fordham. Right now, BC is up 31-3, as they should be, with 11:05 left in the third quarter. The Essence HBCU Classic between Morehouse College and Johnson C. Smith University is going down right now. It is starting. This is huge. It's going down at Harvard. That's a good look. Number 3 Ohio State over number 1 Texas 14-7, and the Revs will take on Charlotte tonight at 7:30. Your Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by the one, the only. You can tell I'm looking for the sponsor. Brought to you by the A Voice for Mikey Autism Foundation Gala on Wednesday, September 3rd at the Cape Club in Sharon. Guests will enjoy an evening of dinner, dancing, celebrity appearances, and more. 100% of the proceeds go to support families struggling to care for an autistic child. To purchase tickets or donate, please visit avoiceformikey.com. That's avoiceformikey.com. I'm Leroy Irvin, and Leroy and Cerrone will be right back.
Come on, let's face it. Your summer barbecue, it's just training camp for tailgate season. Patriots training camp is where the Sports Hub will be as the team gets ready for a new season with a new coach, Mike Vrabel. Keep it on the Sports Hub, and we'll keep you up to date with all things Patriots. 98.5, the Sports Hub.
Now, Leroy Irvin and Cerrone battle on Boston's home for sports. 98.5 The Sports Zone.
Staying with the Labor Day theme, when it comes to sports, which sport requires the most work, the most grind? It's the hardest one compared to any other sport. And you know people got something to say. Let's go to Jake and Rockland. Jake the Snake. There might be an issue with our phones. Jake called back. As a matter of fact, I almost forgot. We got to do the entertainment report. Let's do that first. All right, so check it out. There's not much. Well, let me tell the truth. You know what? I didn't even write one, but I will tell you. I went to go see oh my God, what's
Weapon.
the name of the movie? Weapon. I saw Weapon last night. Cerrone, have you seen it?
No, but I'm very intrigued.
Okay. I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. It is a psychological thriller, but it had some moments where I thought, is this a comedy? Especially at the end. So if you haven't seen it yet, I'm not saying don't go see it. Go see it. But you know what else that was really, really sad about going to see it last night? Friday night, I went to Randolph. Yo, the theaters were empty. Sad. Friday night and it wasn't jumping?
There's nothing out.
That's kind of true.
What's out there right now? Go back there when Avatar comes out.
Yeah.
You won't even get in the parking lot.
You're right. And last but not least, we've been celebrating this group all day. New Edition. Today, they were honored down there in OP. Shout outs to Orchard Park. I know they call it Orchard Gardens and all that stuff, but if you're from Boston, OP. They had the street renamed. It was beautiful. Thousands of people out there, thousands of fans supporting. And it's New Edition Day. And so that's why we've been playing New Edition music. It's nothing like supporting your own. Boston's own. One of, if not the greatest group of all time, for all the reasons that I mentioned earlier in the show. Together, phenomenal. When they would break up into their factions, whether solo or as a group, still fire, still putting in work, and they are celebrating 42 years of rocking out. Congratulations, New Edition, and that's your entertainment report. All right, let's get back to the phones because people want to talk about the sport that takes the most work.
Real quick, man.
Go ahead.
I had PGA golf was my number one.
Mm-hmm.
I can't put them number one because they don't get punched in the head just to get on the rankings list, man. Individual boxers or MMA fighters, the gauntlet they have to go through just to become a professional.
Yeah.
And then to get a shot at being a professional, and then it can all be taken away by one punch. A lucky punch can be all she wrote. So I'm gonna have to bump PGA down for me down to 2, and I'm gonna have to put boxing / or combat sports number 1 because of the grind and sacrifice you got to go through to be the man. You can look this up, George. You probably know this as well. Go look at Mike Tyson in the 80s when he was trying to make it up the list. He fought every 2 weeks for 2 years. Every 2 weeks, Mike Tyson had a fight. Could you imagine that? Every 2 weeks you had to get in the ring. And that was just for him to climb the rankings to become what we knew as Mike Tyson.
You know,
he fought every 2 weeks.
I always wanted to look this up, particularly early Tyson in his prime. How many fighters did he just end the career of? I mean, you go up against the best and the best like that. I mean, in other sports, you know, like Charles Barkley versus Jordan, that kind of inspires you to be better, you know, but in boxing or MMA, once you find the king of the jungle, right? Yeah. It's just like, hey, you know what? I think I'm gonna hang them up.
And I'll add this: if you've ever trained for boxing or MMA, I don't care if it was for a week. You know that training, it feels like you're about to die.
Can't even hold your arms up.
I've done it. I did it for like a few months, and I hated just the warm up before we even got started. My God, let's go to Sean in Salem. Sean, which sport requires the most work?
I would have to say, and I look at it as a way of like what sports other athletes could do. Like Mahomes could play baseball, golf. I'm sure if he could skate, he could play hockey, right? But if you put him in gymnastics on like the uneven bars, rings, or pommel horse, dude's gonna break his neck, look like a fool. You can't pretend gymnastics. You know what I mean?
Got you. That's a good one, Sean.
That's some good thinking right there. You're right. There's no athlete in the world that can just jump out there and do gymnastics.
Let's go to Mike.
Like, we get happy when one dude could do a backflip in the end zone. Okay, do 9 in a row on a 4-inch beam.
Right. I was at my son's football game in, where were we? Marlboro. It was a scrimmage, and it was this little kid there doing backflips on the track. I mean, I swear he was like 6 or 7. And he would only do like 5 in a row, but everybody, including myself, we were so impressed because we know I can't do one.
Can't do that.
Unbelievable. Mike and Malden. Mike.
Guys, I got to weigh in on one sport. I don't know if it qualifies, but in soccer, the only time you get to chill and sit is when you're not playing at the end, or if you're taken out of the game. Every other sport, these guys are sitting.
Appreciate it, Mike. Mike, I was talking to George in the hall, and I was also leaning towards soccer. The conditioning it takes, that's hard. Yeah. But they lose.
The path to becoming a professional is you got a long way to go.
But they lose points for the way they fall out on the field when they're not even hurt. I'm sorry. I was like, I can't say they're the hardest workers. All that flopping, get out of here. My gut wants me to go with hockey. I think about, so if it's about the pace is pretty much nonstop. Yeah, you get breaks, but you're up and down. You got to think about the type of force that you're putting on your joints, like stopping, turning, coming back. I've never.
And you're on ice skates.
Oh my God.
You're on ice skates, and if you look at somebody wrong, you can drop gloves and throw hands.
Yeah. And I know they have multiple lines and they switch a lot. But I mean, we haven't even talked about how they hit each other, not fighting, but within the game.
Yeah, checking. You got more, the checking is harder than NFL hits at this point now.
So
they can knock you out. You can accidentally get your throat cut.
Jesus.
And think again, the path to making it. There's several different leagues, and you can play in different countries. It's almost like the NBA where you play around the world. You could, to just try and make it, but I think it's hard to become a professional, maintain that, and get enough burn to where you could become a superstar. But the physical part, I mean, back in the day, cats walking around, there was no teeth, they had no mask on, the scars, and there were people out there whose job was literally just to knock you out right there on that ice.
Oh my God,
that's. Your will to play hockey got to be high.
Feel free, y'all. 617-779-0985 to chime in. Which sport requires the most work? Let's go to Harvey in Plymouth. Harvey.
Hey, how's it going?
Going pretty good, man. Who you got, or what do you got?
Does motor racing, like racing cars, count?
Ooh, yes.
I got a name for you.
Okay.
Carroll Shelby. I mean, that man risked life and limb to become the speed demon he is now forever known as.
Okay. Yeah. Appreciate it, Harvey. And staying with racing, I've driven I've been to a NASCAR track and driven on it. Obviously, I'm not going nowhere near the
man, you should have pushed it, man. You should push. Well, he was out there like he was on 128.
It took me a lap or two to kind of adjust and understand the track, if that makes any sense. But then I didn't know they didn't have power steering.
No.
I said, what? You mean? Yeah, this is a workout. This is tough. And go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, you're good. You're good.
No, on top of that, you figure, let's say you're Daytona NASCAR. Yo, there's no bathroom breaks. It's 140 degrees inside the car.
Right. No AC.
No AC. The stamina, the beating. There's a possibility you might flip over at 200 miles an hour into a concrete wall.
Yep.
But the stamina, there's stories that these guys lose a dozen pounds in one race just sitting there because all the sweat inside the suits and all the technology in the suits. Now, that's NASCAR. IndyCar, you can YouTube with IndyCar F1 drivers the training they have to go through before they even put them in the car to be able to handle the G-forces of their skin being pulled off their bones because they're going so fast around some of the corners and current turns. Again, couple hundred miles an hour. And if you mess up, slip up, one hesitation can be your life, and you could be on fire out there on the track. That's a good call. Good one by the caller there, bringing up NASCAR. Shout out to bringing up Shelby. Good for him. Sorry, I'm going to get me a Shelby one day. My bad.
Let's go to Freddie in East Boston. Freddie.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. So I might be dating myself. So one of the callers said soccer.
Mm-hmm.
If you remember, I don't know if you guys are old enough, but you might remember in the 70s, late 70s, there was an athletic competition called the Superstars. And it had track athletes, football players, everyone. Do you know who won the first couple of them? Kyle Rote Jr., a soccer player.
Huh.
I mean, I think OJ was on one of them, and if you look it up, I mean, there was
ABC Wide World of Sports.
Exactly. And Kyle Rote Jr., you look at him, he's this, smaller guy, soccer player, and at that time, U.S. soccer was like, badminton. But he won, I think, at least the first two, if you check it out.
Wow, appreciate it, Freddie. Again, we're talking about which sport requires the most work in honor of Labor Day weekend. Carl in Natick, who you got?
Hey, how's it going?
It's going pretty good. How are you?
I'm great, man. Thank you for asking. I just wanted to add in, professional motocross has got a reputation for being one of, if not the hardest sport going. Imagine holding on to a bucking bronco going over a dirt track for 30 minutes with about 30 other guys doing the same thing. It is brutal if you've ever had a chance to see it live.
Appreciate it, Carl. I've never had a chance to see it live. I want to. I've got to, go outside the box and stop, putting these restrictions on myself. But I got to check it out. And I don't doubt what Carl is saying.
Not at all. Because it's like, no, I'm not driving a dirt bike over a hill and going 40 feet in the air.
Oh, I love that.
And praying no one lands on me on the other side.
Now, I wonder if monster truck competitions, if they're hard, like what type of work goes into that as a driver?
It's probably a physical beat in the state to be able to ride that thing.
Well, y'all know the deal. Hit us up, 6-1.
More Leroy Irvin. guys. Lots of local sports talk. Leroy Irvin and Cerrone battle on Boston's home for sports. 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Lead. Yeah. Everybody want to be the man. I got the most followers, so I should do this song. They be trying to go solo before the first album even came out.
You know, The Rock in wrestling used to say something that was, people laughed, but it was the truth. You know what that saying was, Cerrone?
What's that?
Know your role and shut your mouth.
Yeah, so many sayings.
And I mean, at the end of the day, it's not that you can't do multiple things.
Yep.
But you got to understand your strengths, your weaknesses, know your role. And even while you're operating in your strength, you can work on your weaknesses, and then eventually you can get to a point where that weakness becomes a strength, and now you can contribute with that. But for the most part, man, know your role and shut your mouth.
Just to bring that back to sports, that might be what some of these coaches and GMs are saying and explain some of these cuts, releases, and trades.
Uh-oh.
Hello. Somebody went in there like The Rock and was like, know your role.
Mm-hmm.
And they couldn't buy in. So, all right, I'll find somebody that can.
Hit them with the rock bottom. That's what they did. Before we went to break, we were talking about the sport that requires the most work. Which sport requires the most work? And the calls are still coming in. Let's go to Bert. And Berlin as in...
No, as in Berlin, Mass. It's along 117 over here in the back row. Yeah.
Man, Germany? Calling in? Bert, what's going on?
Hey, fellas. No, it's the Berlin in Massachusetts here. So I'm going to... So, look, I played all the major sports, but none of them well, right? So that allows me to give you the nerd's take.
Okay.
Right? My strength was science. So work is energy expended over time.
Yes.
And I'll tell you, playing hockey, it takes energy just to stand up on the damn skates. Never mind how hard you have to work to play the sport. And to get there, to make it, you've got to be in the rink at 5 a.m. and you're traveling. I mean, that is work personified. That's my take. Have a good one.
Appreciate it, Bert. Great call.
He's right. It's hard just to stand in uniform.
I wanted to ask him how much, having everything on, how much does it weigh?
Oh, I forgot that element too.
Because that's another thing. Let's go to Matt in Franklin. Matt.
How you guys doing?
Doing pretty good. How are you?
Good. So, I'll tell you what, it's hard enough running a marathon, but when you got to couple that with the triathlon, the Ironman.
Oh, God.
Swimming 2.4 miles, biking 112, and then finishing it with a marathon.
Yeah.
Matt, that's a good one.
That's hard to beat.
That makes me sick to my stomach.
Yeah, a triathlete, man, that's hard to beat.
Jeez.
Yeah, you got to do all that in one day without stopping?
Yo, what knucklehead came up with that idea?
Man.
Here's what we're going to do.
That's why we don't live as long, right?
Like, who really? I got to look that up.
That's something you would think of as kids outside playing. Like, let's jump over the wall. Then we're going to run to the end of the street. Then we're going to grab our bikes. Then we're going to ride around the neighborhood 3 times. Whoever does it wins. But that's that kind of stuff.
Someone sat down and said the equivalent of, hey, let's run the Boston Marathon, but the race isn't over. After that, we're going to swim the Charles. And then after that,
the whole thing.
We're going to swim the entire Charles River. And then after that, we're going to jump on a bike and we're going to ride from here to Providence and maybe let's go back. And whoever wins is the man or the woman.
That's ridiculous.
You're bugging. Unbelievable. Thank you guys for the call. If you want to continue, 617-779-0985. Cerrone, we got about a minute before we go. I want to get this off my chest too. Back to the Red Sox. So they called up the number 2 prospect, Peyton Tolley. Am I saying it right?
Yes, you certainly are.
I just want to give that young man a shout out because his look takes you back to like the 70s.
Yeah.
He looks like a character, a player stripped right out of the 70s, and I'm not
that created the triathlon.
I'm not mad at it. Is the mustache just the mustache thing coming back Is that the look now? Everything else shaved off and just the mustache.
Try it.
Yeah, you know what? I told you I'm going with a new look after my wedding.
Go ahead and try it. Be out there looking like Black Dynamite.
Yeah, I think I might do it, man.
I think I speak for all Red Sox fans, so I'm big on Peyton Tolley. I got a Tolley in my pants for the guy. He made us fall in love with him instantly. The 8 strikeouts is the most for a Red Sox in a debut since Daisuke, who had 10 in his opener in 07. So, we do have some sound from him last night, you know, if you want to listen to how he reacted.
Please
All right,
play
let's
that.
say this is him reacting to the game.
What was that like tonight?
My goodness, chills, a lot of chills. I tried to get up there a little early to take it in, just everything that I could, but it was, it was incredible. I came off the mound after the first, and I couldn't feel my feet. It was just greatest experience of my life, and it was the greatest atmosphere in baseball. So I was very, I was just proud of it, and but it was. I'll look back on this day for a long time,
and so will I.
And he's built like Beast from the X-Men.
That's a good comparison.
I'm dead serious.
They made him seem like David Wells before seeing him, and he does look like Hank McCoy.
Yeah. The Red Sox got it going on, man. They got the juice.
Gotta give them their credit, man.
Yeah. They got
they took a beating. That front office took a beating for a long time. Yeah, you know what? I couldn't be the GM of the Red Sox after what's gone through the last 2 years. Because I'd be rocking around with sunglasses on at night. You wouldn't be able to tell me nothing. I'd be do you want to know who the face of Boston would be? It'd be me.
Show up to radio stations and just stand outside the glass.
Stand outside, just looking through the glass with my arms folded.
No expression.
With a glass of wine.
All right, we got 30 minutes left in the show. We're going to take a quick break. When we get back,
you're listening to Leroy. Now, Leroy Irvin and Cerrone battle. Leroy and Cerrone on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Yeah. I played that thing at least 10 times a day. I loved it. And on it, BBD, that song. It was Jam Session. I believe that's what it was called. I could have it wrong.
Did someone say Jam Session?
Yeah, that was my joint.
We're going to bring that back during basketball season. You don't worry, people.
You might get it back because wasn't that an NBA on NBC thing?
It might have been.
Ahmad Rashad used to host the show with Hannah Storm every Saturday. And they would end it with Jam Session with music and highlights from the week. And then they put the VHS tapes out with a collection of all the Jam Sessions.
Yep.
The most famous ones was the Kenny Anderson, Tim Hardaway crossover one with EP&D.
I believe it's...
And the Pearl Jam and Sean Kemp.
That's right. That one sent me to the moon. I remember watching that on a Saturday. And it made me go and look up who Pearl Jam was.
You found out who, if you were a Sean Kemp fan, you looked up Pearl Jam.
And I know the song to this day. The song they played was Go.
Yep.
Oh my goodness. But that BBD song was Above the Rim. That's what it was called. So that's why I put it on the list. Again, shout outs to New Edition. George, I can't tell what this person wants to talk about. If you could let me know that, I'd appreciate it. Cerrone, before we go to that caller, Monday night, prime time, 8 o'clock, North Carolina, TCU.
Sir.
You are down there in the belly. What are they saying about Bill Belichick? What's the vibe down there? Because Patriot fans, New Englanders still care about what Bill Belichick. He
better not lose.
That's what the vibe is. He better not lose.
Exactly what the vibe is now. He's named his quarterback. He waited to the last minute, but a lot of the college coaches did that this year. They waited to name their quarterback. I can't remember the kid's name, but he had a 4-star kid that was coming in. They introduced him when they introduced Bill at the Dean Dome months ago. But they're gonna go with Gio Lopez as a starting quarterback, and the pressure's on now. Place is gonna be packed. ESPN's gonna be there for their pregame. They got everything to themselves on Monday night, and TCU is no slouch. And it's the unknown. I think they've had the top 15 recruiting class and all that stuff. Of course, the transfer portal blew up, but we're gonna find out real quick how important coaching is to college football. You have people who believe coaching is the key. Some of those popular people in college sports are the coaches, but then a lot of people are like, them coaches aren't good at all. They just have the talent. We're going to find out if that makes a difference. If Belichick goes out there and gets roasted, they're going to be like, man, this is the master of X's and O's, and it didn't matter because he doesn't have the talent. So we're going to find out what is more important when it comes to him, this UNC team, pretty quickly, and he better win. The excitement is over now. Now it's just nervous energy and seeing how they perform. And if they have it's very similar situation. Same thing, same opponent. If they go out there and rock TCU like 44-21 or something like that, UNC is going to have the same buzz, the same impact, and the same attention as Colorado did when Deion went to Colorado. Yeah, UNC basketball is a big program, but football really isn't. But if they go out, they're going to be the popular team. They're going to talk about every week. They're going to be on all the games. Magically, they're going to be on TV, and they're going to get all the attention and all the buzz, and which is good for Bill because that's the transfer portal is going to be ridiculous if they come out and look like a team, this season. But all eyes on them. And now the pressure's on, and it's the nervous energy. Everybody else won, too. Duke won. Right. NC State won. Now everybody's watching to see what UNC is going to do.
Cerrone, do you get the sense that he's focused and just as intense as he was when he was the coach of the Patriots during their
Sure, I think there would have been some interest.
I think he will be. If he's not now, I think he is now. Because I think now all the focus is on football. He loves football. We all know that. He loves the nuances of the game. I think now that all the other stuff he's been dealing with for the whole year in the offseason, the recruiting, all that stuff is behind him. I think just focusing on football, I think he's going to be intense immediately, and you're going to see it as he comes out on the field. And he's going to really enjoy this. I think he's more into this than people realize. I don't think this is just a thing he's doing just to get back in the league. Bill don't need the NFL. We don't need y'all. I dominated that. That's old news. They're gonna build a statue of me too. Probably not just in Foxborough, but in front of NFL headquarters. I'm the man in that league. They might name the trophy after me. He don't need the NFL. So, but he needs this to work. So that whole thing about, man, he really can't win without Tom Brady stuff kind of goes away. But he can't go out there and win 3-4 games at UNC. If not, it takes a real shot at his reputation. But I think he's serious with this and really trying to win.
Wow. Well, Game 1 is going down Monday night, UNC TCU. We shall see. Let's go back to the phones. We were talking about which sport requires the most work, and people are still calling in. So let's go to Jonathan in a car. What's up, Jonathan?
Hey, what's up, fellas?
What's up?
First time, long time. You guys got the best show in the city, so appreciate y'all.
Appreciate you.
Y'all always do it for the culture, so I appreciate it. I heard what everybody said about hockey, about NASCAR. I didn't even think about how hard that was, so y'all put me up on that. But I think we should talk more about professional wrestling and how hard that is. Every night, my dad used to run the Armory in Quincy, and I got in the ring once. They're bumping on hard wood. Like it jiggles because it's not nailed, but they're hitting wood, 10, 20, 30 times a match. Ric Flair and them OGs, they were doing it like, 6-7 nights a week. That's hard. It may not be the hardest, and I know people discount it because it's scripted,
right?
But it's hard work, and even just trying to remember what you're supposed to do when a 300-pound dude is coming off the top rope, there's a lot of work.
Appreciate it, Jonathan. I don't doubt him. And I know
I don't doubt it at all.
I know how people laugh, like he said, when you talk about wrestling. I've always wanted to get in the ring and take just one bump. I would love to be asked to go to a
suplexed.
Yeah, just, I want to be a manager. And somehow I get pulled in the ring at the end.
Oh,
and
I love that. You are speaking my language.
Yeah, and I'm going, no, don't do it. Don't do it.
You get thrown through the table.
Jim Cornette, Bobby Heenan.
Just one time. Because I know I can't do that every single night.
But think about, like he said, if you don't practice how to land right,
Lord Jesus,
you're going to get jammed up bad. We see all the videos of some of these, lower level wrestling leagues guys getting their necks broken because they didn't do what they were supposed to do.
Yeah.
Tuck when they were supposed to roll. Like, you just don't know. Yeah, you can keep that.
I'm going to send you a video of this wrestler. His name is Jay Lethal. And he, at one point in his career,
the Ric Flair?
he was copying Ric Flair. And Ric Flair was getting all mad or whatever. Anyways, Jay Lethal is on the stage before going down the ramp. And he does an elbow on the stage, acting like he throws off his coat and elbows the jacket. And I'm sitting there like, how do you jump in the air and go straight down with your elbow on steel? There goes my guy.
Steel wheel.
That's Jay Lethal. That's not Ric Flair.
Anything about the 4 horsemen?
So good.
He's so good.
Group of men to ever grace God's green earth.
Unbelievable.
I love Jay Lethal.
Oh, you got to add that part to it too.
Yeah.
You got to be an actor.
You got to be convincing.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, listen, we got to take a break. When we get back,
stay tuned for more. Taking your calls, giving hot takes. Leroy Irvin and Cerrone battle on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Leroy isolated Mike, so on fire today.
Any all day today. When I get in the car, it's going to be any.
Not like that patch on the new whatever uniforms, the nor'easters or whatever. I hate that New England patch. They did it for me.
You hate it?
I am out on the new uniforms. I've seen a couple good ones. I think the 49ers one I did like. Not too many good ones, though.
Jets just ripped off Oregon big time.
Sorry.
Another one.
We got
real quick. Shout out to former BC quarterback Castellanos. He out there taking it to Alabama right now. Florida State's up 14-7.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because we also got to mention Ohio State beating on Arch Manning in Texas, but Matt Patricia is the defensive coordinator for Ohio State. Makes me want, like, Bill, what was he thinking?
Hey, sabotage, like you said.
I've been saying that, man. Anyways, let's do the players call.
Y'all want to hear my player call? I think, do you want to hear the player call?
This is the time when we take time to show love to someone who's doing something phenomenal in sports or in our everyday lives. And with that being said, hey, George, you go first.
All right, this is how we got to do. My player's call goes out to the legendary lefty Wade Boggs, the original Mr. Chicken and Beer himself. Mr. Wade Boggs rang the bell earlier this week and beat cancer he had been battling.
Beautiful.
So special shout out to Wade Boggs. Broke my heart when he went to New York. But kids, back in my day, as a man who turns 40 next January, Wade Boggs and Tony Gwynn were the two closest men to Ted Williams' 400 batting average season. So stay healthy to legend Wade Boggs. And secondary shout out, I got happy birthday shout out to the Chief, Robert Parrish. Happy 72.
Hey, that's my guy. That's my guy. One of my favorite pictures of all time that I've taken is with Robert Parrish.
Shout out to 00.
I might have to post that. That's my guy. Every time we see each other, it's like we're best friends, and I know he don't remember me. But it's all love. Hey, Cerrone, who you got, man?
Mine's, I'm going to give this, it's all kind of a collective group here. Harvard University, Essence with the HBCU Classic.
Yes, sir.
Morehouse and John C. Smith and all the people who helped put this thing together, this HBCU Classic at Harvard, which I believe is going on right now. It's the first time they've had a game like this since 1971 in Boston. And it's just a way to get the kids from all the cities in greater Boston to see schools outside of New England, a lot of HBCUs. And they had events at City Hall Plaza and stuff like that this morning. So just shout out to all the organizers around that. Again, Essence, his magazine, Harvard, Morehouse, John C. Smith, and everybody involved. So shout out to that. And any way to get all the kids looking at something beyond what they see every day and looking further into going off to school and things like that is a great thing for the city. And this was much appreciated and very cool.
That's right. I'm going to stay right there with the HBCU Classic because my player's call is going to the one and only New Edition once again. The reason why is because, man, they purchased 3,000 tickets for Roxbury residents to attend the Essence HBCU Kickoff Classic.
Fantastic.
I mean, yes, musically we know that they're legends, but I'd argue more importantly that they've used their celebrity, their platform to come back to the community and to do whatever they can to help. So they get my players call. New Edition, just all
That's
around.
Fantastic.
Shout outs to Michael Bivens, who is a being said, today's show is pretty much over. Well, we got about
thank y'all for dealing with us for 4 hours today.
I know.
Thank y'all with all the stuff going on in the sporting world, man. Y'all tuned into us. That means a lot, man. It means a lot.
You know what? When you say stuff like that, I get upset that I haven't put church shouting, Holy Ghost filled music in the system yet to play.
Oh, we can do that next week. Kick off the football season. We done made it. We gonna celebrate.
Oh boy.
That's what we do.
Oh, the church boy about to really come out.
We gonna shout, scream, and shout the new season
we
in.
Going to church. Can you imagine?
You be rhyming and everything else.
Going to church on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Brother Irvin, Brother Battle.
I'm already thinking. What can I get?
Holy Ghost and Hail Marys next week.
Oh, yes, Lord. I almost caught the Holy Ghost right there. Cerrone, you preaching.